got you that bloodstained costume?
I thought we were doing movies.
No. It's a Electronic Game Information's
Game of the Year
Awards.
coverage.
And I gave you a costume from the main character of Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. And I was going to be Tom Nook, and you are...
I'm a minion because I thought you were a Rocket Raccoon, and we were doing an ode to movies as a kind of a fun way to flip the script on what we normally do at EGI is a game coverage.
Well, Alan, there's a show.
Your shirt key's out.
Yes. Well, welcome to Electronic Game Information's Game of the Year Awards 2019. We are so excited to be here tonight to share with you the top picks of the best games of 2019, and also to share with you the results of the Kickstarter for the game that I made up. Alan, what do you think? What do you think about the Kickstarter this year?
I think doing a Kickstarter is one of the smartest decisions that my friend Robby ever made. I love Robby, and I know he's going to get his goal of $12,000.
$12,000 by midnight Eastern Standard Time. That is the goal that we are going to hit tonight, because this is a extravaganza. This is a marathon. And we are raising money for that game that I made up, the game that I came up with when my parents got divorced. So that's a pretty important thing to think about when you're thinking about whether or not to donate. Please do donate. We need every last dollar matters a great deal to me and to my family, who have gone through quite a bit and come out, I think, stronger on the other end.
I agree, and I think I will also be benefiting from the financial gains of the game that Robby made up. So
that's right,
please donate now. We're going to do this. We need your help, and we can't do it without you.
I really can't understand how you could have a costume, and maybe you can explain this to me, have a costume delivered to you, a very specific costume. As you recall, the Bloodstained character has lots of tattoos that look like stained glass windows. And it's multicolored. It's very colorful. It's not at all what you're wearing. And to make the jump from that to what you're doing now is a little surprising to me, Alan.
I'd like to officially apologize. We often get in these kind of fights and tiffs about the costumes we do. It's kind of a thing that happens a lot, and this one is definitely my mistake. I will kind of take the ball on that and run because I did mess up. I meant to I just wanted to make you happy, and like I said, I saw a sneak peek of your costume, and I said, oh, Robby's doing Rocket Raccoon from the Avengers films, and that's a popular movie character. So I said, well, maybe he's flipping the script, and we're going to be doing movies, and that's fun.
So maybe we add another sort of dimension, if you will, a dimension onto the Electronic Game Information's Game of the Year Awards. It is a type of redemptive story similar to the story in Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, where a woman who has been turned into some sort of magical mutant character who must go after the people who created her and gave her powers and figure out why they went bad and what she can do to solve the issue.
I'll take your word for it. I didn't play that game, but I think this is kind of going to be like the plot to the A24 film The Lighthouse, with the two characters who have a fight in a lighthouse. Okay, well, before we get fully underway, we would like to share with you, the Electronic Game Information community, the video for it's a video about the Kickstarter. If you haven't already checked out the Kickstarter on Kickstarter.com, you can head over there after watching this video and donate. Donate generously. We need the money to make the game. We don't know how to make the game, but we are planning on making the game. So let's go right to that video. Roll tape, please. For those of you who might not be as familiar with Electronic Game Information or the game that I made up, a little bit of backstory is that my parents got divorced when I was 12 years old,
And during that period of separation, which took several years to fully complete, I spent a lot of time alone thinking about my two favorite comic book superheroes, Spawn and Shadowhawk, and imagining what it would be like if there was an action RPG that took them and placed them in 17th century colonial America. And so this crowdfunding campaign is the first step in making those childlike dreams become reality.
Hi, my name is Alan Resnick. I'm a friend of Robby Rackleff. I've been a frequent guest on electronic game information on AdultSwim.com, and I'm going to be involved in some way in this Kickstarter campaign to make the game that Robby made up.
This crowdfunding campaign is the first official step that we are taking towards making this game a reality. I can promise you two things. That the first thing that I can promise is that we will make sure to make something that is playable, that characters will walk around in an environment and interact with other things, probably other characters. And the second thing that I can promise is that it could be anything.
Everyone's always coming up to me and saying, Robby's an idiot. He's a goof. He's not a well-adjusted guy. He doesn't have the skills required to make it. And I always stop them. And I say, shut up. Shut up. And I say, Robby can do it. Robby can do it.
It's just like, we're
So I don't know if Robby ever explained what it was, but it's a game that takes place in colonial America, primarily in a place called Gloomsbrook.
I believe that I have value as a person, but I've never seen that value as a person expressed monetarily.
To actually be able to boot up my computer, to see that bootloader on my computer, and to overclock my graphics card and actually enter Gloomsbrook, that's going to be the thrill of a lifetime.
I just want to completely nail home the fact that we here at Electronic Game Information do not know how to make a video game. We do not know how to make a video game. Let me repeat that one more time. We don't know how to do this. This is going to be a process that is messy. It's going to be incredibly difficult for us. We're going to do something that cannot probably be described in a realistic way as a game.
So I'm happy to give Robby my money, and I hope that that in some way helps him make the game he makes up.
It's not a video game as much as it is a journey that we are going on together as a community, and we are going to make sure that at the end of this journey, there is a thing that you can install on something.
How cool will it be on the day that the crowdfunding campaign ends, and we reach the goal, and we see that money transfer from the website to Robby's bank account, and then work begins on the game that he made up. And what that looks like is a big question mark for not just me, but for Robby and the whole team, because we don't know what the team is, how big the team is. We don't know who's on. I know that I'm going to be on the team, and it's Robby. Robby's the dad of the team, and I'm like one of the sons on the team. But
really, at the end of the day, what matters is that some people have a vision, and that vision is realized one way or another, whether it is recognizable in the state of a vision as being the thing that the vision was of, or if it becomes just something else.
Once Robby actually does make the game he made up, we will be seeing the results of a divorce, and you won't play this game and think, how sad. You will play this game and think, thank God these people, that it didn't work out with them and they got divorced when they did.
what we're asking for is not wrong. What we are asking for is absolutely 100% not wrong. It is legal. It is. We are abiding by the very, very clear guidelines of our legal responsibilities to you as the funder of this project.
So this campaign, this crowdfunding campaign, is an opportunity for everyone to put money into a hole that was created when two parents stopped loving each other.
We will deliver something, and we promise that it will be delivered. The quality, the playability, the thing itself. It just what is it? It doesn't matter.
I just love Robby, and I love helping him.
Something's coming out. I promise. That's what a wonderful video. What a great way to introduce the project. What a great way to kickstart the evening. This is a 3-hour-long extravaganza, Alan. The Game of the Year Awards is a very important time of the year for the video game industry, for the game community, and I do hope that people see that video, are inspired by the dream, are inspired by the project, and donate generously to the project.
Robby, your dream inspires me.
Well, thank you, Alan. And of course, we also have with us tonight a very special part of the EGI family, the EGI extended family. We have Ben and Cricket, who are at the Kickstarter Monitoring Center, watching the Kickstarter, watching the funds roll in. So, how does it look like out there? What's it looking like to you guys?
Hey, Robby, Cricket here. Ben's talking to all the nerds who are calling in, and I'm just so proud of you. We're doing a $12 million Kickstarter for your game.
$12,000. It's not $12 million. It's a little high for what we're asking for. It's a $12,000 start. Because the way that the game development cycle works is that you start with a smaller project, and the smaller project you need less money for, and as you refine the idea, the budgets increase. So it's sort of like the opposite of writing a book, when you write a book, you write the longest thing you can think of, and then over time you get more money to make it shorter.
12,000.
It was $12,000.
$12,000.
So that's like if you took $1 and then you got just 12,000 of your friends. You could get that. I'm sorry, did I hear you right?
Yes, it's $12,000. I believe that we did some research. We looked into the cost of hiring the staff that we needed, to licensing the software that we needed, and to you want to recoup in time what you spend in your head.
So you.
Robby, I haven't donated. I was waiting for you to do kind of like a pitch, some sort of kind of help me understand
we
what
just
the
played
kind
the
of
pitch for
perks
you
are
there.
on the back end.
Thank you, Ben. Ben O'Brien, of course, Extended Family, Electronic Game Information Extended Family. No one else is talking about this project, are they? And Ben, we did show you the pitch video just a few moments ago.
Yeah, but I need the personal kind of. What are you going to give me? What am I going to get?
It's all on the Kickstarter page.
There's rewards on the
Kickstarter
There's all
page.
kinds of rewards.
You can go and
it's
you
your
can go
fault for not paying attention.
It's a tiny URL.
What I'm saying is, if I put in a big large chunk of money, I want to know that I have a part of this game, that I'm a part of it.
You
that
get a reward. You get
how
your
much
art in the Gloomsbrook Art Gallery.
Hold on for a second.
It's on the page.
How much are you talking about, Ben? Because I know you're doing pretty good.
What do you think? What do you think is a big amount?
10,000. We need 10,000.
Probably around $10,000, $15,000, $20,000.
Double it.
Double it. Okay, so Ben, what do you picture if you let's just, I mean, what we're talking about is crazy, of course. $20,000 for the game I made up on Kickstarter.com. But what do you see yourself as? What's your role?
Robby, you've
going
got
forward?
3 minutes, or I'm out.
Oh, I mean, Ben, here's the thing: is that if we don't get the funds on Kickstarter tonight, the game
seconds,
it doesn't happen. So you got to just think about like
help your friend out.
Robby, time's up, buddy. You know what? You're babbling. You're not being coherent, and for that reason, I'm out.
Spawn and Shadowhawk
He's just messing with you. He was never going to give
the
money. He's just trying to get a rise out of you because he's not a good guy.
I just have to say that when you ask people for their money, you have to make it clear that you're valuing them by asking them for a lot of money. And to be perfectly honest with you, I was ready to throw in the last cool $500K of this $12 million Kickstarter, but now that I learned that it's $12,000, I'm insulted. I feel a little insulted.
This is why we invite you guys here tonight. Part of the reason we had you to run the Kickstarter campaign, and you did such a great job just setting up all of the media around the Kickstarter.
Robby, I'm here. I'm doing the calls because the intern who was doing the calls got fired because he bought Coke from me. That's why I'm here.
All right. Well, thank you, Ben and Cricket. Will be checking in on you throughout the evening to see how the Kickstarter campaign is coming. It would be really nice to get just a fast infusion of a $10 or $20 or $30,000.
How much do we have?
How much do we have right now?
Hold on. I think it's like $14. It's 14,000. It's $2,000. It's $2,404.
I mean, that's a lot. That's people. That's 2,400 people that believe.
Robby, people love you. People care about you so much that they put people are donating money, and we're going to do this. We have 3 hours to do this. Thank you.
You're going by $1, right? So $2,001, $2,100.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's $1.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why I'm laughing. I mean, I'm not. I don't think it's an insult to laugh at someone. To be clear, I think it can be a gift.
Comedians, clowns. Who else is laughed at, and it's good? Dogs.
I think on TV sometimes, just in general.
Let's do the game of the year.
Thank you for your input, and it's very important to have people there that are kind of giving some perspective to the fundraising process. But we are here for the Game of the Year awards after all, and what better way to kick off our conversation about the Game of the Year awards than by talking about a game that came out quite some time ago, about 18 years ago. It's a little game that some of you may have never heard of. Alan, I don't think you've ever heard of this game.
What is it?
It's a game. It's a little game called Arx Fatalis, and this is an electronic game information exclusive look back at Arx Fatalis for the Xbox and PC. So let's roll the look back and get us some perspective on how far game development has come since the early 2000s.
I'm just happy to be in the room.
So this is an EGI exclusive look back at Arx Fatalis, a first-person dungeon crawler. Extravaganza, really.
Is this like a phone game?
It's a game that you crawl around in the dark and you wander through spider webs and you look for items that help you solve your dilemma. There's a rat, so if you're hungry, you can eat the rat, or the uncooked ribs. You can eat the uncooked ribs, gain some health back, get you some energy. It's Arx Fatalis or Fatalis.
Did they remaster that? Why?
I have not remastered it. What I did was I found someone had posted this gameplay footage on the internet, and I downloaded it. And rather than remastering it myself, I just zoomed in the video.
Okay, I didn't think this was remastered, to be clear. I thought maybe...
So these are one of the great puzzles that you could expect to see in the underworld of Arx Fatalis or Fatalis. I think it's up to you.
Did you add the text?
Yeah, because it was hard to see, because when you zoom in, the text becomes a lot blurrier sometimes, and also it's just as it goes, because you're moving the mouse and clicking around, you need to see the items that you're pointing at. You have to understand, and so the extra size of the text, the character's level has increased, so you click on the red
I can't read that.
cross to allocate the additional experience points. It is an RPG.
It's so dark.
It's underground. The entire game is underground, and you are trying to get above ground, and maybe you get there someday.
What's this?
Maybe you don't. There's plenty of information out there on Arx Fatalis, so Fatalis.
Okay.
It's up to you, and And that was the art. Look back at Arx Fatalis.
I don't think you should show those games.
Well, Alan, you can't talk about the Game of the Year awards. We do the Game of the Year awards for an express purpose to look back at the year in video gaming and to see how far we've come and where we need to go in the future.
It's your show. Yeah.
So if you can't know, you have to know your past to get an idea of what the future holds.
Got it.
And I do think that a game like Arx Fatalis was made by the good folks, the wonderful folks over at Arcane Studios, the same people that brought us Dishonored and the Dishonored series. So if you can't have Dishonored, which is one of probably the top games of the last 5 to 8, the last 2009, 10. Dishonored and Dishonored 2. So you can't have those games without having Arx Fatalis. Let's take a call and see what people are saying about Arx Fatalis. Arx Fatalis. I can't decide. Both names sound good to me. What do you think, Alan?
I call it Arx Fatalis.
Hello,
and it's not
caller.
the game
You're
of the year
on the line with Electronic Game Information. It is the Game of the Year Awards. We're so happy to have you join us here for this very special night.
I can hear you.
I'm so happy to be here, man. I'm really excited to see what you're gonna choose for the Game of the Year. You know.
Well, we are also excited because you spend a lot of time playing these games. You spend a lot of time looking for the right game to give the Game of the Year awards to. Because sometimes you don't want to, sometimes a game gets the Game of the Year awards and you're just like, I don't know,
Yeah, it's like. I don't know. That's what I would have chosen. I'd rather choose an old game that nobody plays, right?
Absolutely. Well, you got it.
Well, it's the game of the year, so we would probably choose a new modern game with a big budget.
Although I do think that they've got a good point, and I do think that is something that is lacking in the modern Game of the Year infrastructure award season is games that didn't come out that year.
Yeah, I think you're completely right. I think we're just limiting ourselves so much in the Game of the Year awards by just focusing on the year.
Absolutely. And just let me take a step back for a second. One of the games I played this year that I really enjoyed was Wolfenstein 2.
The new Wolfenstein game.
Wolfenstein 2,
the brand new Wolfenstein
Iron
game with
the
kids, with the son, with BJ Blazkowicz's daughter.
No, that's Youngblood.
What are you talking about?
Wolfenstein.
Robby, I think you're completely right. I think Wolfenstein 2 was it's one of the best games out there, and I think it's a wonderful nomination for the Game of the Year.
And what year did it come out? 2019? I don't think so. But, it was one of the games that I thought had the most fun playing this year, and why the hell not give that the Game of the Year award?
But did Wolfenstein 2 win the Game of the Year in the 90s or whenever you're talking about?
I think the year that Wolfenstein 2 came out was the year that The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild came out, so I think that would have been a bit of a... No, maybe it was the next year.
I thought it was... I don't understand.
Wait. Wolfenstein.
Wait, can someone double check?
We'll double check on that, and we'll be
donate to the
we'll sort of address that.
Did the caller donate? Did you donate? Did you donate?
I did donate. I donated $50.
$50.
I'm so happy about it.
That means that you in the video game or Game of the Year, the award that you get is to have your art placed in the world famous. It will be world famous. Gloomsbrook Art Gallery. So that's going to be a gallery.
Thank you so much.
Sort of like Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, where you had the Kickstarter backers that you knew that they ponied up because they got their portraits in one of the myriad portrait galleries that you explore as Miriam in Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night.
And Robby, I just want to say, thank you so much for representing all the children of divorce around the world by making this game. It really does mean a lot to me.
It means a lot to me to hear you say that because there's a lot of divorced kids out there who spent that time that their parents were figuring out what was going on in their lives. They got involved in some other stuff, but not the bad stuff, just the good stuff, the fun stuff, the stuff that we keep coming back to and talking at the Game of the Year Awards every year. So thank you for your call. We are going to take a quick break.
Thank you very much.
And we will be right back.
My parents are still together.
And welcome back to Electronic Game Information's Game of the Year Awards 2019. We are already deep into the awards ceremony. We are talking about the best games that came out in 2019, and we're also talking about the game that I made up, which is up on Kickstarter right now. Go to Kickstarter, search for the game I made up, and you will be able to donate money towards the fulfillment of that project.
We need a lot of it. A lot of money.
We need a good $10,000 still as the show goes, as the crow flies, as they say. We need that $10,000, so we are looking for that $10,000. If we find it, we'll be the happiest people this holiday season, I think. Wouldn't you say so?
I will be so happy. I don't even need any gifts. Because it'll be enough of a gift.
This just in, we have a special guest waiting to talk to us. A special guest for the Electronic Game Information's Game of the Year Awards. We do have exclusive guests here tonight, and we are going to go to that special guest right now. It's a very special guest.
Hey.
It is the Licker. The Licker from made famous in Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 2 remake and some of those Resident Evil light gun games for the Wii and PlayStation and whatever else the Umbrella Chronicles were on. How are you doing tonight, Licker?
I'm doing great.
Whoa!
What's the happenstance out there in a big old Raccoon City? That's Raccoon City. Seen a lot of troubles over the years. Some of it caused by you, and but I can see that you're at home. You're in front of the computer, or maybe you're in front of a computer that can be only unlocked with a special key card. We just don't know the answer to that. You have to tell us, Licker.
I'm in front of this TV and I'm watching this stream where these two guys say they're making this game, and I'm really excited about it.
Well, that's what a coincidence, because we happen to be doing the exact same thing here at Electronic Game Information's Game of the Year Awards 2019. Now, the Licker, you're one of those characters in the Resident Evil universe that really gets people's imaginations going, because you have that exposed brain on the outside of your head.
And the tongue.
And the long tongue.
And the Licker tongue.
But the brain has always been what's interesting to me, because the brain is where the thoughts come from. It's where the imagination is. And if you're playing those Resident Evil games, you really need to use your brain to get through unscathed.
But, Robbie, the tongue is so weird and long. Imagine the Licker
I can clean my brain. That's really the advantage. Most people can't do that.
Well, what are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about unskippable cutscene dialogue.
Unskippable cutscene dialogue. Now, that is something, in those early Resident Evil games, you did see some of that, but not a lot, because the limited space on those CD-ROMs, those PlayStation CD-ROMs, and we have a lot of space and time has what do you call it when something is there and then it goes away?
Lost.
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 What do you
like
think?
My head.
Well, yeah, I think your head's right there. I mean, you can't lose that thing. It's got lobes on the outside.
Well, I mean, it's pretty. I'm missing my skin. I feel like that was my head, and I'm not who I was before.
Now that is a lot to think about, isn't it, Alan?
Robbie,
what?
The Licker is gross.
The Licker is not gross. The Licker is perfect the way the Licker is.
Robbie.
The Licker's tongue can be
I can't change who I am.
He can't. It's a Licker.
Imagine the Licker if it licked you with its tongue all over.
What kind of video games?
It could wrap around your head a couple times there, Alan. It really could.
Ooh.
But you wouldn't use it to wrap your the Licker. Obviously, Licker, you know this from your experiences with the Stars team, with Chris Redfield and Claire Redfield and Leon Kennedy and all the others, that you don't wrap your tongue around their heads. You just sort of lash at them with the tongue. Is that correct?
Gross.
I'm trying to give just like a length, so Alan understands.
Absolutely. Alan understands.
I get it. You got that gross tongue. It licks all around. It grabs people and just gets them all wet with their yucky tongue, and your brain is out. That's the Licker. Thank you for your call. Please donate.
Okay, but Licker, you're here with us tonight. We're having a great time talking to you. Ben and Cricket, do you guys have anything that you would like to ask the Licker?
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, so this is a good time as any to start talking about this, but so I'm a recent investor in Cricket's aura photography business.
Talk to the liquor.
Me
Liquor,
too, right?
And so I mean, this is to the liquor. This is kind of to everybody. I wasn't paying attention to what you guys are doing in the show, but Cricket. But we've developed new technology, and we're actually doing our own fundraiser too.
What?
For a new technology so we have a picture that can take.
Is it on Kickstarter?
We have a camera that can take pictures of auras. But what we're developing is a camera that can take a picture without the aura. And so we're asking for like 5 million, just small
Hey,
kind
Ben,
of seed.
can we not do this now? This is
So-
kind of about Robbie's, the game he made up. He
Yeah.
spent all this time, and we're
well,
not, and we're talking to the liquor, and we
there's-
don't want to have
You guys
to
get
do.
3 hours. I don't get 1 minute.
You can do your own.
I mean, it's a good point.
Ben, did you play any Resident Evil games?
Yeah, I played all of those.
Well, thank you for your call.
How did you feel when I was there?
I felt like I saw an opportunity. I saw someone who knows how to make a decision and knows how to use their resources wisely. And
I'm glad you got what I was putting out. A lot of people don't get that.
Giving $10 to a game versus $300, $400 to a new kind of camera, ground floor opportunity here, points on the back end, stuff like that. We have a ton of lingo, and so we have PayPal addresses. Basically, we don't do.
Okay,
do
thank you
we
for
have
PayPal addresses. Can't be given out on the show. We have a legal issue there. Thank you so much for your call, the liquor, for your call. Good
Thank
luck
you.
out there murdering people, innocent people, and also evil people that deserve it.
Thank you.
So,
liquor.
I just want to know if
I'll
your
be
tongue gets
watching.
dry. I just want to
It
know if
never
your
gets
tongue
dry,
gets really
no.
dry, because what?
It never gets dry. It's
It-
really wet up in here.
Okay, well that's
Because when I
that's
first saw you, I didn't like you, but then I tried it, and then I thought this guy's onto something. But then my tongue got dry. But your
Well-
tongue doesn't get dry. Is that like a liquor thing?
No.
What?
No, I think just there's a lot of moisture happening in here. Just a lot.
Stop.
That was the liquor.
Stop.
That we're having a great time
Yeah.
here at
Stop.
Electronic Game
Cricket
Information's
Anderson.
Game of the Year Awards
That's your
2019. Thank you for your call, liquor.
Thank you,
and
Liquor.
Does your brain get dry?
We have
Stop.
a special message. Alan, as you know, it is the Game of the Year Awards, which means it is the holiday season as well. And just like the old stories of old, we do have, there is magic in the air, there is some mystery, and tonight we are going to be visited.
Whoa,
Alan, we are going to be
really?
visited tonight by 3 lists.
Yay!
We have 3 lists here tonight on Game of the Year, Electronic Game Information's Game of the Year Awards.
The
So let's
list.
kick off the list.
I'm in the room for the list.
The first list of tonight is, of course, the best price drops of the year. Some of the best price drops of the year that I've seen. These are games that I kept my eye on because I either wanted to purchase them or had purchased them and was curious as to how much I could have paid for them if I had waited, Alan. So let's get right off the top of the list here is Hard West. As we know, Hard West was a game that I spent a lot of time thinking about how I would be willing to pay $3.99 for Hard West, and just recently I saw it on sale on the eShop on Good Old Games and a number of other platforms for $1.99.
You know the best deals in town.
It's a wild west, a wild west with a lot of weird things happening when you've got Hard West on the Nintendo Switch, on PC, and a number of other platforms for $1.99. Another game that I saw that went down in price significantly was Mana Spark. Mana Spark, of course, Alan, is the Switch exclusive, or I don't know if it is a Switch exclusive. Do you?
I don't know what that is.
It might be on Steam. It could be an action. It's some sort of action RPG or a sort of a top-down thing that you run around. I've seen it at the top price was $9.99 at the beginning of the year, and guess how much I believe that I paid for it just the other day?
$8.
99 cents.
Well, that is good. You're
99
so
cents
smart.
for an action game that's going to give me a great deal of joy as I explore new worlds, new ideas, just like we are asking people to do when they go to the Kickstarter page to explore the Kickstarter page and find that donate button.
I hope they do, because you're so smart with money, and I know you'll use the $12,000 to do something great.
We're going to use $12,000. We're going to use any amount of money we get as long as it is over $12,000. Caller, you're on the air with Electronic Game Information. We do have a call. We're talking about some of the best price drops of the year of 2019. And I just, while I have you on the line, since you just arrived here, I'm just going to go ahead and kick off our conversation by talking about Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which I just saw for $1.29.
Is that good?
$1.29. Gears of War Ultimate Edition was one of what sort of the second tier of Xbox One games. It was when they started to remaster Xbox 360 games. For the Xbox One, and they would say, "Oh, it's the Ultimate Edition, or it's the Definitive Edition, or it's the remaster." They did that with Gears of War, and you look at a game like that, and you say to yourself, "That's aged pretty well." So if you're gonna be willing to pay $1.29 for Gears of War Ultimate Editions, you're gonna have a great time, and you're gonna feel good about your purchase.
I guess I will.
Absolutely. How much did you pay for Gears of War Ultimate Edition?
I haven't bought it.
Well, let me tell you something. If you are willing to take the time after you go to the Kickstarter page and donate to the game that I made up, to go to what's the name of the website where you go to see what Google.com and type in Gears of War Ultimate Edition, $1.29. You're going to find Gears of War Ultimate Edition. That's the first Gears of War game, but remastered for the new generation for $1.29. You're going to play Gears of War, and it's still fun. It's still a great time to have.
Okay.
That's not usually the kind of game I play, but that is really cheap. I'm going to try that out.
Okay. Well, what kind of game do you like to play?
Usually just pretty simple RPGs and platformers and stuff like that.
Simple RPGs, platformers. How about Divinity Dragon Commander?
Oh, I'll look that up right now.
Divinity Dragon Commander is, of course, the spin-off of the wonderful and amazing Divinity series, the Divinity action and role-playing series that stars the divine. What do you call it? Knights or adventurers?
I don't know what this is.
They get out and you upgrade your characters, but this isn't that game. This is the dragon game, where you command the dragon, and it's $3.99 currently on goodoldgames.com, GOG.com.
What are the Game of the Year games?
These are the best price drops of the year, so these are good games.
Okay.
Because
that still counts as Game of the Year. It's game price drops that are good of the year.
Got it.
Absolutely. Thank you for your call. We'll be coming back. We have 2 more lists, believe it or not, throughout the rest of the evening. But right now we are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Donate to the Kickstarter, because we have a lot of money.
What a wonderful way to revisit Area 51 and Blackside Area 51 for the Xbox and Xbox 360, among other platforms.
Or to visit for the first time if you've never seen that game or heard of it.
If you've never heard of those games, there was a period of time in the early 2000s when Midway was expanding its understanding of what HD gaming meant, and they came up with Area 51 and Blackside Area 51. And I think that a lot of people don't talk about those games anymore, but I do think that they are worthwhile games. And if you're interested in exploring the mysteries of Area 51, you should check them out.
I'm not, but I'll play. Thank you for that.
All right, now let's check in with Ben and Cricket on the Kickstarter in our Kickstarter headquarters. Let's see how the Kickstarter is doing. How are things looking on your end, Ben and Cricket?
Just talk about the Kickstarter.
Robbie,
Don't do anything weird.
I'm gonna talk about the Kickstarter, Alan. Robbie already said you don't have to say, but I was gonna say it's really sweet. It's at $2,510.
$2,510. It's a $100 jump from the beginning of the show.
That's a lot.
If
that's $2,610. That's
$200 jump since the beginning of the show. So if you imagine, Cricket, if you could explain a little bit how numbers work. Exponential numbers, when they double again, and they double again, and that could be that could just go on for forever.
At this rate,
any number that's below, I would say like $20,000 is cents, and until you get to $20,000, that's just change. And then so it sounds like you're getting closer and closer to getting your first dollar bill when you hit.
I don't know if math really applies when the number's so low, like what you're talking about.
Well, it's sort of like when you're filling out like a tax form online and it just sort of rounds up.
That's so cute. You do tax online?
Well, Ben and Cricket, I'd like to get your sort of input a little bit on how people are doing. What are they talking about? What are they saying to you as they're coming in and they're donating? What's the vibe, cool guys? What's going on?
A lot of people that I'm talking to, they are aware of you. They're calling in on purpose. They know what they're doing, and they've already donated, which is frustrating. But because we have an opportunity that's similar, if you like games, we have kind of this idea for a camera that takes aura photos, but without the aura, so it's more your physical energy, and not as much your spiritual energy.
It sounds like a wonderful.
On the one thing.
It's a good product. It's a wonderful product, and I'm so excited. If we get if any extra money, if you wanted to donate to the Kicks, if you guys wanted to donate,
are you telling me that if you guys get extra money, it goes to us?
Well, I'm saying
over
because you were saying you had
us?
$20,000, so I was thinking that if it went over, I could make the game, and then we make the money back, and then I
don't have $20,000. I just could have $20,000. Do you know what I mean? I could have it.
I think what he's trying to say is that once all your money is tied up in trusts, you don't have it anymore. You can't get it. You can't give it to other people, but it does stay yours. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to help you out with that. But if everybody could PayPal us just individually to help us get this camera,
We need them to.
and I can.
We want to focus on the.
if we could, let's. I mean, it's the trusting. How do you trust someone so much they give you $20,000? I mean, that's a pretty significant increase in the type of money that we're talking about. $20,000.
You giving us Are you saying you're giving us $20,000?
Well, I thought you were saying you're giving me $20,000.
Are you giving us $20,000?
I'll give you.
How much did people give us for the game that Robbie made up? Because we just want to do one thing at a time.
Because
okay.
that's more money than I thought was being passed back.
They took money away. It's at $2,725. I don't know what happened.
I think when you guys argue, they take money away.
Well, okay, but let's say that let's try to recenter the focus a little bit here. We're talking about the video games, the best video games of 2019. What did you guys play this year that you really enjoyed?
You're asking us that question.
Yes.
It's
the Game of the Year Awards 2019.
I played Skin. Have you ever played Skin City? It's kind of like Sims, but there's one very cool twist. It's called the Skins or Skin City. You're kind of building. You know how in Sim City you're building a city,
right?
With people in it.
Right.
The people in this city are different in a very specific way, and it makes the game a lot more exciting, a lot more fun.
Let's do trivia. Let's do the trivia.
We'll drop a link to it at some point in future episode to Skin City, possible Game of the Year Awards contender. The way that he's talking about it, I think that we do need to address these things, because if it's a game I haven't heard of, and if it's a game that's so popular it's getting Ben to talk about it, we should consider talking about it here on the show. But we have to thank you for we'll check in with Ben and Cricket throughout the evening. We have a special segment, of course, for the Game of the Year awards. It is a special trivia and quiz prize giving is it a contest? I don't know. All I know is that it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to take calls and we're going to ask you guys trivia questions about video games, not specifically Game of the Year games or even games that came out recently, but trivia games. And if you get it right, we're going to send you a prize in the mail, and we're going to start out right now with our first caller.
Cool.
Caller, hello, Electronic Game Information Game of the Year Awards. You're on the air. Are you ready to answer a question about video games and maybe win a prize?
Sure. I don't know if I'll get it right, but I can try.
Well, that's the part of the game because you don't know anything. None of us know how this evening is going to end. Some of us have a lot of hopes, but you just kind of have to go with it, don't you?
Ends with big success.
Yeah.
All right, so let's put our first question of the evening up on the screen. Caller, this is a true or false question. Are you ready to hear the question?
Yes.
Is this statement true or false? The Fighting Vipers, the famous Fighting Vipers of Sega Saturn fame, are neither fighting nor vipers. Is that statement true or false?
That is true.
No, it's false. I'm sorry to say, but it was a good question. They are fighters. The Fighting Vipers are indeed fighters. They do fight each other. It is a fighting game. So Fighting Vipers. First question of the evening, Alan. They didn't get it right. It's a little bit of a disappointment.
If they get it wrong,
they
should donate more money.
They should consider donating money. They didn't. If you don't get a prize, the way that
give us a prize.
Because I would have spent my money on the Kickstarter.
Me too. I did.
So that's how that works.
If it makes you feel any better, I've already donated.
Oh, thank you so much for your donation. That's I'm assuming that we have a very generous donation from the person that just called in. Because if you're calling in and you're willing to put yourself on the air and put yourself on the line, put your pride of video game knowledge on the line, then you are probably somebody who really enjoys the donating to Kickstarter campaigns. That's what I think. Thank you for your caller, and we are going to go to our next caller. And that caller, we also welcome you to Electronic Game Information's Game of the Year Awards Answer Question, Get a Prize segment.
All right.
So let's put the next quiz question up on the screen there. Caller, are you ready to hear this question?
Let's hear it.
Which of these Mario games did I recently buy even though I already owned it? Is it A, Super Mario Galaxy 2, B, Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Brothers 3, C, Super Mario RPG, or D, all of the above?
You know, I'm thinking all of the above. You seem like the kind of person that would get every single Mario game, even though you've already got it.
It's honest. Abe there is absolutely. He's on the right track. They're on the right track. But unfortunately, it was C. It was specifically. I'm sorry, B. It was specifically Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Brothers 3. I owned the cartridge and I wanted to buy it again for the Wii U Virtual Console, so I did. It was $8, but it was worth it. So
that has all the e-reader card levels.
Yeah, it does have all the e-reader card levels, and that to me that sounds like that's a winning answer because if you knew about those e-reader card levels, you know that's the winning answer. And so you get if you are when you are ready to drop your address in the electronic game information at gmail.com, we're going to send you the prize. It's a used copy of Resistance 2. You can see it's actually this is an Electronic Game Information exclusive Resistance 2 for the PlayStation 3. You are going to receive this in the mail as long as you send us your address.
That's so cool.
And
it's
that's
used
the first
by,
winner because they knew about the e-reader levels.
I didn't know
they got the question wrong, but they knew about the e-reader levels.
And they still got the prize. And they got a game.
So that's gonna be coming in the mail for you, buddy. So just watch.
Interesting. All right.
Watch the F out. Thank you for your call.
Good luck.
And let's go to the next caller and the next question.
Are these games you played?
Absolutely. These are part of the Electronic Game Information archive, if you will. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Electronic Game Information. So cool. Are you prepared to answer a question and maybe win a prize?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so let's put the question up on the screen there. This is the question, caller. Are you ready?
Yes.
The Legacy
What is
Kane
the
question?
Defiance stars which guy? A. Raziel, B. Kane, C. Raziel and Kane, or D. The Lego Marvel Superheroes?
Ooh.
It's a good question.
From the movies.
I didn't hear the first. Oh wait, I can see it now. Okay. I'm gonna have to go with C.
C. Raziel and Kane. Congratulations, that is the correct answer. Raziel and Kane share the stage for Legacy of Kane Defiance for the Xbox,
You did it.
PlayStation 2, and PC. You can, if you're interested, you can go and purchase that game at the Good Old Games GOG.com winter sale for, I believe, at less than $2. So that's a pretty good markdown for a great classic game. And caller, are you ready to hear what your prize is?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
awesome.
holding a copy of Cold Fear for the Xbox, the classic adventure action game in the sort of vein of Resident Evil 4, a horror game that takes place on a ship at night. As you fight the terrors of the deep and possibly the undead. Unfortunately, I did not have the game disc when I found the box, so it is an empty box for Cold Fear, but a wonderful thing to add to your shelf for your game collection.
Keys out, though,
And just as a bonus, because we don't want to leave you high and dry when you crack open that box to show your friends that what you've got is Cold Fear, we have a print out of the cover of Geist for the Nintendo GameCube.
That's awesome.
So go ahead and send us your mailing address through electronicgameinformation@gmail.com, and we'll go ahead and send you a.
Is it Fear like Fear, the game?
Yeah, can you see it? Cold Fear. It takes place on a ship.
Robbie, what a cool
gift. So cool.
That's old
prize.
Ubisoft game, and HD TV 720p, which is way ahead of its time.
And there's not, but it's not actually
it's not,
a game.
The game isn't in there. It's just that printout of the cover of Geist.
All right,
thank you for your call. Let's go to the next caller. We having a great time with the trivia questions, Alan. People are answering questions a lot clearer heads.
Just 2 more hours.
I think at this time of year, people's heads have gotten clearer.
Let's find out.
All right, caller, you're on the air with Electronic Game Information, and are you ready to answer a question and possibly win a prize?
I hope so, yes.
All right, so let's go ahead and put your question up on the screen there, and let's ask, are you ready to receive the question?
I am ready.
Okay, the question is, which of these companies did not make their own version of the 3DO console? Is it A, Philips, B, Panasonic, C, Gold Star, or D, Bloodborne? These are which of these companies did not make their own version of the 3DO console?
C.
I'm sorry, Gold Star did make their own version of the 3DO console. The answer was D, Bloodborne. Bloodborne is not a company that made 3DO consoles. It is
That's a trick question.
It's not a trick question. It's a multiple choice question. There was a very clear answer. So very much the opposite of a trick question, I would say, Alan.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty
But thank you for your call. Thank you for your spirit. Thank you for your donation. Please go to Kickstarter. You didn't win the prize, but we do expect you to donate money to the game that I made up.
Thank you for donating.
Thank you for your call. Next caller, you're on the air with Electronic Game Information.
This is a fun game, Robbie.
It's a very fun game. These kids are smart.
Most.
Hi, you're on the air with Electronic Game Information. Are you ready to answer a question and maybe win a prize?
We can hear you.
I would love that.
All right. So let's go ahead and pop that question up onto the screen there. This is the question. Are you ready to hear it?
I am.
The question is, where does Starfy, the star of the legendary Starfy, for the famous legendary Starfy for the Nintendo DS, where does Starfy come from? A, Morrowind, B, outer space, C, the ocean, or D, Oblivion?
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, arguably, Oblivion feels like outer space, or outer space is like Oblivion, but I'm going to go with outer space.
I'm afraid you are incorrect. The starfy is a starfish, not a real star. A starfy is from the ocean. So,
sea.
thank you for your call.
Thank you.
It's a tough racket. But that's why we have, that's why this show exists.
And
because a lot of people don't know the history, and if you don't know the history, you can't answer questions properly, and if you can't answer questions properly, you don't win prizes.
And if you don't win prizes, you get it wrong. You have to donate. You have to donate, and if you already donated, you donate twice.
And people say knowledge is its own reward, Alan. But I don't think that that's necessarily the case. I do think that prizes are a great reward for knowledge.
Agree.
It's true.
Thank you for your
that'd
call.
be great. I mean, knowledge is nice.
While you're on the air, what's your guess for the Electronic Game Information's Game of the Year award? It's very hot. Thank you for your call. All right, so let's we have another question, another caller. Let's bring them in and see what they've got to say. Caller, you're on the air with Electronic Game Information. Are you ready to answer a question and maybe win a prize?
Boy, am I ready. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited to have you on the show. It's so great to hear a friendly voice, a nice voice. Everyone's been friendly so far. Even the people that have not won prizes have been friendly. And I'd like to think that rather than feeling disappointed with themselves, rather than just hanging up your hat and giving up on the whole damn thing, they went right to Kickstarter and donated a few extra dollars to the game that I made up to make this thing a reality.
Hundreds and thousands of dollars.
So, caller, are you ready to answer a question and possibly win a prize?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'm pretty ready.
All right, so let's go ahead and put that question up onto the screen there. This is a question. It's a great question, I think. It really kind of digs into the meaning of game development and the history of video games as a genre. Really. Caller, are you ready to hear the question?
I am excited and prepped to hear this question.
All right, caller. Which of these games showcased GURAD shading? GURAD shading, of course, is a method of lighting, of sort of simulating lighting in a 3D engine. Which of these games showcased GURAD shading? Was it Battle Arena Toshinden 3? That's A. Was it B, Tobal number 2, the famous square soft fighting game with all the Tobal characters that you know and love, for coming back for their second round of tournament fighting? Or was it C, Resident Evil 6, or D, Gex Enter the Gecko?
Ooh, this is a really hard one. Gex is there. It's really tempting. It really makes you think, man, that could be it, but it's definitely not.
It's definitely not. I'm going to just go ahead and take your hand a little. It's definitely not Gex Enter the Gecko, because if you look back at the Gex Enter the Gecko, you don't see simulated lighting like what you do see when you have GURAD shading, those flat shaded.
Yeah, which you would be
polygons.
seeing this in B, Tobal number 2.
B, Tobal number 2 is correct.
Wow.
It is B,
How did they
Tobal number 2.
know?
Another correct answer. This was one of the questions that really I was like,
Did you know
I don't
that?
know if
Did they
people
cheat?
even think about GURAD shading
they just
anymore.
Google- did they
Everyone's
look it up?
talking about ray tracing these days, aren't they? Alan?
Yeah, because
ray tracing. Don't get me started.
All right, so caller,
what did they win?
That was a tough question. So here is the what you do win is a free 3XL sized Electronic Game Information T-shirt.
Wow.
Mailed to your home address.
Whoa,
go ahead and send
cool.
Send us your home address on electronicgameinformation@gmail.com. That's a big shirt. It's a wonderful shirt. It's a beautiful shirt by a friend of the show, Laura Lynn Leak. Laura Lynn Leak was, of course.
I love that shirt.
She really knocked it out of the park with this one. It's got the whole history of Electronic Game Information just on one shirt. So that's a special
really
one for answering the GURAD shading question, which Alan, I didn't think anybody would get the GURAD shading question.
This caller knew about GURAD.
So thank you for knowing about GURAD. We have another caller.
Also, I just want to give a little shout out to Ben and Cricket. They're a little startup over there. Real great. You guys should really invest in that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We're thinking about how we can do things a little bit. Maybe there's a cross promotional thing that we can do in the future.
One thing at a time.
No,
Right.
I
So-
think it's nice if we just get to do it now. You know, like I
Well,
know
we're
our moms
sort
are
of-
friends.
We've got a lot of
and
stuff
so
going
we're
on.
here
The Electronic
for
Game
you.
Admissions, the Game of the Year Awards 2019. Of course, you're here, and the callers are trying to donate. Everyone's doing their best. So let's just move on. We have another question. We have no more questions. No more trivia questions.
Wait, we have one more question,
We have one more
Robbie?
question. I'm getting a lot of mixed signals. People are. It's so fun about being on a live television.
I love it.
Is the amount of pointing that people do and moving and gesturing is quite exciting. So, caller, you're on the air with Electronic Game Information. Are you ready to answer a question about video games and maybe win a prize?
Absolutely.
So let's go ahead and put that question up onto the screen there. This is an essay question. Essay
Cool.
questions are, I think, the most fun type of questions because multiple choice or true or false. It's like a binary or a quad. It's cut and dry whether or not it's right or wrong.
Exactly.
And,
I was
and
always
an essay
better at
question
English
gives
than
you
math,
some time to think about the question. So, are you ready to hear the question?
Yeah, I think I'm ready to hear
So
the
this is
question.
an essay question, and here it goes. Gun Griffin on the Sega Saturn is often overlooked as an early example of how to properly mix mech simulation with arcade action. Why do you think it's overlooked? Why do you think that is?
Okay, so that not why it's a proper mix, but why it's overlooked.
Why is it overlooked? It is a proper mix.
Wait,
That's the thing. Is that people don't talk about it.
Is this an essay? It said, do they write it? Do they type it and
No,
email
they say
it? Or
they say it. They say it from the heart. The essay is the speech.
Okay.
Okay, so my written essay is a spoken written essay.
And you could just
right?
say, what you would say if you were presenting the essay to the bursar, I think is who you talk to when the bursar, you would say, and my essay is as follows.
Okay, all right. So my essay is as follows. I mean, I think a lot of games on the Sega Saturn were definitely overlooked. There's a lot of golden games from that time. I think Gun Griffin came out in 96.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not one I've taken a look at for a while because I think, like you said, it is overlooked a lot. I think it had like a multiplayer mode, right?
Nope.
So you could, yeah. I don't know. I didn't get to play it a lot as much as I've seen stuff online. Not entirely sure why it was overlooked because it's got a lot of cool things running in it, but I do think it kind of blended into the background of some of the other games that were coming out at the time, in terms of just, I don't want to say it falls into the pattern of being sort of the same as other games, but there were a lot of, I think there were some similar concepts coming out at the time.
It's an interesting point. There were some similar games coming around the PlayStation, Sega Saturn.
Essay? And I'm not saying.
Well, because that's part when you present an essay to the teacher gets to say, "Well, ask you the questions."
At the
beginning. Because how do you give them the
Not
grade?
in the middle of the essay. Is the essay done as what I'm?
Yeah, sure. I guess that's.
Well, I knew that.
That's the end of my essay.
Got it.
Yeah.
So they're talking about the essay about Gun Griffin, and you're thinking about games like Blackfire and Gen War and all the amazing sort of early action simulation mix-ups.
Right?
Crazy Ivan was one of them.
What did they win the essay?
I don't know. Did they get it right? Yes, you got it right. So you got it right. You won the essay question.
Yay!
So you do get
essay.
are you ready here? This is an exciting one. This is a unique gift.
Can't wait.
Can't wait to give it out. It is an unopened copy of Munch's Oddworld Munch's Odyssey for the Xbox. Can we get a close up of Oddworld Munch's Odyssey? That's the Platinum Hits version. It's the one that once Oddworld Munch's Odyssey hit the big time, they reissued it in the Platinum Hits collection for the original Xbox. It's unopened. You can see that. Can you see the shrink wrap is still on there? The nice little folds. It's not one of those things where I used to work in a store that would open up new games and sell or used games and then re-shrink wrap them. This is the real shrink wrap.
That is a very cool gift.
It's even got the. Can we get a close up, please, of just the? It's got the barcode on there.
Yeah. That's
that's
awesome.
so. Go
I
ahead
don't
and drop
have
us
an
your
Xbox, but I'm gonna treasure it anyway.
drop us your mailing address, and we'll send out these prizes. We've got some prizes to send out. So happy to do a trivia segment. All these people that watch Electronic Game Information are smart. They're smart, Alan.
Very cool.
And let's take a quick break, and we will be right back with more Electronic Game Information's Game of the Year Awards Extravaganza.
1 hour and 51 minutes to go.
So, like I was saying, I sent Alan a costume to be Miriam from Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, and he obviously wore something else. So we get to.
I thought we were doing movies.
We all get to be in the show that we want to be in whenever we want to.
I thought we were doing movies.
So
welcome.
Welcome back to Electronic Game Information's Game of the Year Awards. We do have a special guest with us. It is comedian, artist extraordinaire, Patty Harrison. Hello, Patty, and welcome to Electronic Game Information. We are so happy to have you here to talk about games that came out in 2019 and maybe a few games that didn't come out in 2019. We're just so excited to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. This is so cool.
So, Patty, I understand that you are a big video game player. So I thought maybe you could share with us some thoughts about some of the games that you played this year that you really very much enjoyed, or you should feel like you should. Here's the thing: is that people should feel like people on this show just kind of do whatever they want to do. So if you want to talk about something else, just go ahead and talk about what you want to talk about.
No, I'm going to talk about what I was asked to come here to talk about.
All right.
I don't want to waste anyone's time. You asked me a question. What games
have you been playing? What games have you been enjoying or not enjoying? And again, it's just such a treat to have you here. It's a small family here at Electronic Game Information. So I feel like having you here, we've expanded the family a little bit, and it just makes me feel so excited to have you here. I just can't describe it.
Yeah. Well, I will say I'm excited to be here too. I really liked I'm playing Death Stranding right now, and I started playing Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. I started playing Spider-Man because I just got a PS4 a couple of weeks ago. Before that, I was playing Nintendo Switch, and I was playing Devil May Cry 2.
Devil May Cry 2, some people say that is the sort of low point in the Devil May Cry series. I wonder if you have any thoughts on that. Because here's the thing about Devil May Cry 2 is that the first Devil May Cry game, and I think the third Devil May Cry game, they sort of constrict your movement a little bit, your exploration of the spaces that you're in.
Yeah.
And they kind of pulled the camera back for Devil May Cry 2. And I thought that was the smart choice, but some people think that it was the wrong choice, that it took away the details in those great backgrounds.
Yeah, I'm playing the Switch version too, which is like I don't think the operating system is as powerful, so that it doesn't look as good, and it's definitely restricted. the camera's hard to see like your character sometimes when you like move.
We're so happy that you're here, Patty, and that's why we have here at Electronic Game Information have a special gift for you. It's a copy of Call of Duty Black Ops on the PlayStation 3.
That's cool.
It's one of the earlier Call of Duty Black Ops games by the wonderful people over at Activision and Treyarch. So if you've got your PlayStation, you can plug that in and you can enjoy a wonderful trip through the darker side of the history of modern warfare.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I don't like Call of Duty games because I think the military kind of uses them to.
Okay, so we're going to take that back from you, and we're going to give you this is
excited about the military. It's like a brainwashing tool.
It's a fair point. So Assassin's Creed. What about a Wii U copy of Assassin's Creed 3? It's the Wii U Assassin's Creed 3.
I think Assassin's Creed is a cool franchise. I don't have a Wii U.
But what you could do is you could, if you had people over, people come over and you want to say this is a collection of the award, because we know that you are an award-winning comedian and artist and writer and all sorts of things. You could say here are the awards that I've won for the things that I've done, and here is an award for the third Assassin's Creed game that I got when I visited as a very special, wonderful holiday Game of the Year award extravaganza guest for Electronic Game Information.
I think my nephew has a Wii U, so I could.
You give it to your nephew.
Yeah, I think my nephew he likes games like this.
Patty, you're sort of a you're sort of a wordsmith.
In what way?
Well, I just think we've seen each other, we've been around each other, we've had these wonderful conversations, and I think you enjoy the art of conversation.
Yeah, I think so. I would agree. I like to talk to people.
Well, who do you like to talk to?
My roommate is really cool. She's really smart and fun. My friends, normally. I have friends and my sisters sometimes on the phone. Not as much as I probably should, but yeah.
Is it hot in here?
It's a little warm. There's a lot of lights, but I'm okay. I think you're wearing that, so that's really hot on your face. It looks like it's really wet.
Well, here's the thing about conversations is that a lot of games these days, as the technology has gotten better, as the representations of the human form have gotten more refined, or at least more stylized, as the options for how you render the human form have gotten more interesting, you want to spend more time looking at them, wouldn't you say?
It's because there has been more time spent on the way that they render the human form in games, that now you want to look at them more than ever? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And are you asking if I agree with that?
Yes.
I think as graphics get better, probably I do want to look at it more, but not. I don't think necessarily the human form is the only thing.
No, absolutely not. I mean, there's tons of things. There's animals and sometimes there's just those games like shapes.
I would
like sound shapes. That's a game that people talk about.
Sound shapes.
Yeah, for the PlayStation Vita.
Oh, I don't have that.
Okay, well, we have a video game that we've been working on here at Electronic Game Information, and I wanted to share with you because you are such a special, wonderful guest. We're so excited to have you here. I'm just so damned proud of this whole project and all the people who are working on it. I wanted to share with you an announcement that we have here for the game that I made up. This is a game. This is a Electronic Game Information exclusive announcement. There is a new character in the game that I made up that we have not talked about before on the show. This is a very big deal. A new character means better conversations. It means that there's more possibilities for side quests, for the adventuring that the characters Spawn and Sean and Splatterman can do in the game that I made up.
Oh, cool.
So let's go ahead and introduce that character right now. It is, of course, the mayor of the town of Gloomsbrook, Mayor Constantine Septimus Bowl.
Cool.
So Mayor Constantine Septimus Bowl, of course, is the mayor of Gloomsbrook. He has got the keys to the city, that you might say. So when Sean and Splatterman visit Gloomsbrook for the first time, which of course the game starts in Gloomsbrook, they must eventually visit the mayor of the town. And the mayor of the town has a lot of things to say, a lot of interesting conversations that he can have. So let's go. Imagine that Spawn and Shadowhawk have just walked into the administrative chambers of Mayor Constantine Septimus Bull right now and begin the art of conversation. So this is Mayor Constantine Septimus Bull talking, and he begins thusly. I trust that you have found our little town to your liking. We do things a little differently, eh? Why, just the other day I walked out of my home thinking it was the middle of the day. At night it was. Night! Heavens! There must have been some magic at work to make me think night was midday. Have you ever heard of such things? I'm practically ancient. Just look at me, all these wrinkles and puffs. Wrinkles and puffs, wrinkles and puffs. I've cheated death so many times. There are elements, shall we say, elements within our little town that think I should step down and make way for a younger man to take the reins of administration. What do you think of that, wrinkles and puffs? I was appointed by the governor. And who appointed the governor? The crown. And who but is the crown but the voice of God on earth? Let it be known that I am the only thus removed from Almighty God by the governor and the crown. Any challenge to my authority is a challenge against God. Let me tell you a story. You have time, don't you? Of course you do. Look at how you're dressed. I can look at you and see quite clearly you have plenty of time. Both of you. Wrinkles and puffs. Wrinkles and puffs. Where was I? Oh, yes, the story. It's not very long, although many would say it is much longer than it needs to be. People say all sorts of things in this town. Why, the other day I overheard someone saying all sorts of things. Something utterly useless. Why? I must sit down. What's that? I'm sitting already? Would you look at that? Sitting and talking. Such responsibilities. Believe it or not, there are people in this town who say I am not qualified, who say I lack the energy for my responsibility. And I'll tell you a secret. I have lived a very long time. I have outlived many of those who have said such things. What do you think of that? 2 secrets. But there are always new ones who will want to say things, aren't there? God has sent us to this cursed land to people it, after all. Did I tell you the story yet? And then Sean says, I can't tell if you told us the story or not. And then Splatterman says, it's clear to me that you haven't told us the story yet. Then we cut back to the mayor, who says, well then, the story is as follows. There was a ship and I was on it. We were on the hunt. Frenchmen, bastards. And we had been hunting them for some time in the great ice water up north. The French, they'll hide anywhere, even in the ice fields at the top of the worlds. Bastards. We chased them there, believing at the very least we would hound them until their ship cracked open with the cold, but we lost them and found ourselves in a predicament. The white death of snow covered the sky, covered the stars, and our navigation equipment froze. The sea froze. Our ship, you can just imagine the desolation. Time passed. We fell apart. Hunger, sickness, madness, and all because of the French bastards. I was determined not to die, however. The captain had ordered us to stay with the ship, but I was determined not to die. I snuck away from their ship. I stole what provisions I could and walked out onto the ice. Walked! Ha! I ran! I ran as fast as I could in case a sentry spotted me, and they would have hanged me. And for what? I did not want to die. For days I ran, and then walked, and then stumbled, and then fell onto the ice. Laying there, drifting in and out of consciousness, I called out, I want to live! I must live! I did not care who heard it. I will do anything to live. I will give anything without question to live. And all my remaining strength went towards calling out to whoever was listening. Does it surprise you to know that someone was listening? I'm sitting right here after all. Someone was listening. Who was listening, Splatter? Questions? What is this? Damn you. You want to know who was listening? I escaped death. I continue to escape it. I have been alive for a long time. A long, long time since then. And I continue. People come and go. The village becomes a town, and maybe someday it grows into a city. Will I be around for that? Who knows? But I haven't died. I feel a gradual hollowing, like when a tree is cut down and made into a canoe. Do I look like a canoe? All wooden? Ha! Wrinkles and puffs. Wrinkles and puffs. What will I look all emptied out? What happens to the body when the inside drains away? The body is a sewer. Disgusting. Empty it all, I say. It's full of mud anyway. What use is it? The people in this town are mud people. Servants of the crown. Pah! Do they look like mud people to you? Then Spawn says, what, was that the story? No, you are truly not from around here. And so that's the kind of conversation that you can expect when you are having one of these interactions with Sean and Splatterman in the game that I made up.
You made that up? That's really cool. That's a lot.
Thank you. It's a lot of work because, as you can tell from being here on Electronic Game Information, we thank you, Alan, for your support. It's a new character.
What you did.
So we have all these other characters that have these other things to say, but that was something special, and I wanted to,
What's the game about?
You want to hear about it? Well, here's the thing: is that I am a child of divorce, and when my parents were getting separated, I spent a lot of time alone reading comic books, and I thought a lot about my favorite comic book characters and how I would love to make a big open world kind of adventure game for them, and that's what this is. That's what it's all about. I mean, what you're talking about the games that you like you're saying Death Stranding a few minutes ago. I thought maybe you could talk about what you like about Death Stranding and what's bringing you back again and again every time you turn on that PlayStation 4 and step into the shoes of
Sam Porter Bridges.
Sam Green. Porter Bridges.
I like that I just like the world of the game. I think it's like really cool to see Hideo Kojima get to take a lot of big swings, and you can tell there's a lot of kind of like maybe ideas he didn't get to do in the Metal Gear franchise. So it's just cool to see something that seems like he had a lot of creative autonomy, and it's really fun. I think the controls are really like smooth and fluid, and it's just like unlike anything that I've played before, so I really like that.
Well, could be the game of the year.
It could be a game of the year contender. I mean, absolutely. People are talking about. Obviously, Patty's got a great take on it. But with all these new games and all these games that haven't come out, or just a sort of a thought or an imagination, I really wanted to take some time to talk about games that people don't necessarily think about much anymore, and that game system actually is the Atari Jaguar. So we have a look back, a special EGI exclusive look back at the Atari Jaguar. So, Alan, you're the Jaguar professional.
Absolutely
you're the Jaguar
not.
expert. What are we looking at here?
I don't know what this is, Robby, and I can't even read some of those words because they were too big and there's stuff in front of it.
Well, what looks like to me is that these are just wonderful specs, the powerful specs of what a game system that was well before its time. Ultra Vortec, of course, was the one-on-one fighting game, not unlike the fighting games that come out nowadays.
What was that?
That was the Atari Jaguar, a 64-bit console with a lot of technical hardware issues. I mean, Patty, what are we looking at here?
I can't really tell either. I think the graphics are there's too many graphics. There's a
lot of graphics, but you have to consider with something like the Atari Jaguar. There's so much information that you have to get out there and get out there quickly so that you can have a reasonable conversation about it.
Yeah, but I think this formatting is kind of making it more difficult. I think there's a better way to format it.
I can read every single word. 16-bit, fast-paced, mode draw, ROM cartridges. I mean, these are all words that we all know.
On the ends, it gets cut off, like on the right side of the screen.
And then there's other words behind. Like, what was that? Whoa.
Well, these are the video games.
This is too zoomed in, I think. There's Rayman. I know Rayman.
We all know, all loving Rayman. Rayman, of course, friend of the show. We have to come back at some point and talk more about the Rayman series. What are you, when you hear the words Atari Jaguar, Patty? What do you think about?
I didn't know about the Jaguar, but I remember like the original Atari, and then some of the games that they made, I guess, after when the other consoles came out and they started making games for other consoles. But I don't know anything about like the Atari Jaguar.
Well, it's an interesting thing that you say that, because I do think that, and this is a theme that we come back to a lot during the Game of the Year Awards, is that people's understanding of games as they are now and as they exist today are not as well informed by the games of the past as they could be. So let's take a quick call and let's see. What are you thinking about the Atari Jaguar, caller? You're on the air with me and Alan and Patty Harrison, a new part of the EGI extended family. Is it okay if I say that, Patty?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty great. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good. We just watched a wonderfully informative video about the Atari Jaguar, and it's such an interesting console, wouldn't you say?
It is. But I have to agree with Alan when I say that I had a hard time reading it.
And Patty said that
I don't
too.
really know what it.
Yeah, Patty was also saying that she was having a difficult time reading it. I found that the bigger the words were, the easier they were to read.
Normally.
Yeah, but I'm not sure I've really heard of the Atari Jaguar before.
Never heard of the Atari Jaguar. Patty, what do you think about that?
I agree. I don't
know that
told you already. I haven't.
So you're telling your guys are.
I didn't know about it either for the record. If you want to mark that down.
Robbie, I think you could maybe a bit more information on exactly what the Atari Jaguar is.
The Atari Jaguar was a 64-bit cartridge-based console. It came out sort of in the middle of the lifespan of the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo, and it was an attempt to leapfrog the big hardware makers of the day and get to that next generation as quickly as possible by putting out. I just think, the Atari Jaguar gets a lot of flack.
Okay, all right, okay.
But there's some great games for it. You got your Rayman. Patty, you said that you're a Rayman fan?
I saw that on the screen, yeah. I liked Rayman, but I didn't play that. I played one like a later version of it. That's probably...
Are you a Doom fan?
I didn't play Doom.
Doom was ported to the Atari Jaguar, although it was a strange port. It was a unique port because it ran beautifully, I think most people would agree, for the console. But there was no music, which I think is a real shame.
What's next?
And we're back with Electronic Game Information's Game of the Year Awards 2019, and it is time to talk about some of the wonderful art that we have received here on the show. And Patty, I'm so happy that you're here because you do get to share in the joy of looking at some of these wonderful pieces of fan art that people send in to us. When they know that we're doing the show, we reach out and we ask people to send in some art. So if you can just take a look at me, and we've got this wonderful, this is from a friend of the show, Nacho Cheese. Nacho Cheese has sent us in a wonderful drawing of Marcel, the French trapper, who has, of course, burned the evil priest at the stake here. Patty, why don't you take a closer look at that? We have another wonderful piece of art here from Nathan Vegetable. Nathan Vegetable, friend of the show, has drawn Sean and Splatterman. Of course, we know that that is not their correct names, Patty, because we don't own the licenses for these two characters, Spawn and Shadowlock, lest not they be named. But there is Nathan Vegetable's wonderful drawing of those two. Cool. And here is, this is a great one. Alan, check it out. That looks like
me as a goose.
Alan is the goose from the famous Untitled Goose Game, and me, just dressed in a regular outfit from the show. It's me as a Fallout vault dweller. Fatty, what do you think of that?
This is really beautiful. I like them all. I think they're all really kind of funny and well done. This one is like kind of, I think,
that's me as a goose.
There's more dimension to it, but I don't think it necessarily. I think it's like subjective.
I mean, they're all.
I think it's really cool that people
friends
take
of the show. This is another great. These are and this is from a wonderful friend of the show, Moop. Moop has drawn character sprite artwork for the game that I made up. This is the game that I made up. These are not the names that we will use in the. It's Sean and Splatterman, and of course the child Philip and the creature in the house.
And soon the mayor,
and soon Marcel and the evil priest and some of the other wonderful inhabitants of the town of Gloomsbrook, among all the other towns that will
Thank you,
visit.
Moop.
Friend of the show, Moop. We're moving on, of course, to Lindsay Yang's drawing of It's me and Alan.
Look at that.
This is a wonderful drawing of me and Alan on the show, having our cake and eating it too.
Yeah,
Except
we
the
look
cake's
so
ice cream and the
happy.
cake's melting. I'm melting.
I know,
I suppose
fun.
I do tend to get. I have high metabolism, Patty, and that's just it's just
Look
a
at that
fact of
one.
life. You sweat a lot when you have high metabolism.
Look.
And you can. And here's one from. This is, of course, a friend of the show, Grace Toscano.
Can I see
Grace
that?
Toscano has drawn me and Alan pointing at the Electronic Game Information's Game of the Year
Oh,
Awards
wow.
Golden
What's it gonna
GameCube
be?
controller.
What's the game gonna be?
It's Alan from these. Because you haven't been on the show yet, so we know that you have. We have different costumes every
Patty,
episode.
every episode.
Not every episode. We do every season.
We do different costumes, and then people draw us, and
Kind
they
of like
mail
how
it to us, and we
always
show
have
it.
you always have such a wonderful fashion, and we can only we look up to you is what I'm trying to say, and it's just such an
What's
inspiration
that?
to have you here.
Whoa.
This is friend of the show,
Toad.
Milkman. Milkman.
No,
you
it's
know
Toad.
Milkman?
Captain Toad.
They make
That's
drawings
really good.
like Milkman does.
Yeah, I think I've seen the art before.
It's
or that style.
It's
Whoever
me
did that.
interviewing
Captain Toad.
Patty.
Captain Toad, of course, the president of Nintendo Entertainment International.
Patty, everything on. If you wear green on the show, it gets keyed out, so when you can't see green.
And we can I get a close up of this wonderful drawing from Nacho Cheese has drawn me playing video games, staying up late. It's
Wow.
it's Christmas Eve. I'm waiting to get my Nacho Cheese fill, and I've got it because I'm holding it right here.
Fun.
You know, it does seem like we're trying to impress you a little bit, Patty. And we.
What's
and
that?
we have, but you know, it's like it's beautiful and
Oh my God.
right here. It's Ryan Thomas has sent us in this wonderful drawing of me and Alan getting a nice hug going on. I'm a little disappointed, Alan, that you didn't wear your Miriam from Bloodstained costume.
I
but,
love you, Robby. I'm
I love
sorry
you
about
too,
the
Alan.
costume.
And we do love each other. This is a show that is ultimately about love. And friendship and video games. Phoebe Curl, like Pearl but with the K instead of a P, has sent us in this wonderful look on the lists. And we have I just want to get through a couple more, and it's just incredible.
Cool.
It's a wonderful. It's just incredible
People
that
are
Gabriella
so sweet.
Crossbow has sent us this.
It's the arts.
Darren 5 has sent us this. Chloe.
Hey, that's me.
Has wonderful. Alan is Ness. We have this wonderful drawing. Hero has sent us in my hero. Sometimes Alan is
My Hero is
And
Robby.
when I look at this art, I do feel like so close. And Boomy Zoomy and Maxwell Shrek.
Whoa, can I look at
And finally, Melody
Alan's-
Burst has sent us in this,
I like this
wonderful drawing of us, all the EGI
This one
extended
is
family.
good.
And
Let's
Patty.
let's look at this one again. 'Cause
Maybe
remember-
one day you'll end up in one of these group extended family drawings as yokai. But this is a very special thing. Alan, I mentioned to you that we would be visited by 3 lists tonight,
which
and
one
we
is
are
this?
now being visited by the second list. Now, the list
On the
is
show,
very
he does
simple
these
concept,
lists.
Patty. It's that we
And then
have a
you-
list of video games that we
the
just
list types out
read
what he
the
says.
names
Yeah.
of the games, and we
Every
talk
Every
about the
episode.
games. So let's
It's a
get
fun
right
part.
into the
People
second
love the
list. The
list.
second
People
list
like
of
the
the
list.
the
Yeah, so
Electronic
he's
Game
gonna do
Information's
it
Game
now.
of the Year
Okay,
Awards.
it disappeared.
is-
Oh, what's that?
is
Wait.
The Electronic Game, and it's the Killzone games. So let's go straight to the phones, and let's get some callers coming in and talking about the Killzone games. Patty, are you a big fan of the Killzone games?
I don't know what that is. They are.
Okay, well let's go ahead. That's why we have the list. So go
when
ahead.
you hit the table, it is scary to me. It like shocks me.
It's part of the metabolism thing. So Killzone, of course,
Hello?
is. I'll try to keep the.
Hello?
Can I do that?
Hello.
Hello, caller. You're on the
Hey,
air with
someone-
Robby Rackleff, Patty Harrison, Alan Resnick. It's Game Information. It's Game of the Year Awards 2019, and we are talking about the Killzone games. Caller,
Am I on the phone?
you're on the phone. You're on the Electronic Game Information
They,
phone.
you have to talk louder because they're blasting music through our headphones
Oh.
too.
Hey, you're
and
sick.
I'm really sorry. I'm Patty.
Oh, no problem.
Well,
Thank you.
Patty, if you could share some thoughts about the Killzone games, the wonderful series of PlayStation exclusive games that came out on the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and of course the
It was
PlayStation 4.
a first-person shooter, right?
It was a first-person shooter by the people over at
And you use like an orange, red dot sight or something, right? Is that the first gun
some of the guns do have that.
I think I played a Killzone game.
You played a Killzone game. Do you remember which one? Because we have there's 6 Killzone games.
I think it was on PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3. It was on it was a next gen. It was PlayStation 3.
I did say that there was PlayStation 3 next gen. So you could have played Killzone 2 or Killzone 3.
It was an original. It was a Killzone, or it was a next generation game to begin with, right?
So it'd be Killzone 3, right?
Thank you for your caller. Thank you for your call, caller. We've got another caller on the air. We're talking about the Killzone games with the list. The orange red dot is, of course, the famous part of the Killzone.
Well, have you played the Vita version?
I played the Vita version, Killzone Mercenary. It's on the list. So we got it on the list. So Killzone Mercenary is on the list. So when a game is, when we say the game out loud, it goes on the list.
Robbie, next time you should only do one list an episode because there's too many lists.
It's the Game of the Year Awards. We have it's an extravaganza. We're visited by 3 lists, like the Christmas Carol.
I got it.
Patty, why don't you go ahead and read this one off the list?
Killzone, Shadowfall, Intercept.
So that's Killzone, Shadowfall, Intercept. So Killzone Shadowfall was, of course, the launch game for the PlayStation 4.
It's on the list.
And it's on the list.
Killzone 4.
And
Killzone 4.
Or not Killzone 4, Killzone Shadowfall.
It's on the list.
Oh, right.
Thank you for your call.
Is this T for me or is this left here?
That's left for
you can have it.
Probably, yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, it's a wonderful. It's a season of sharing. It's a season of giving. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Electronic Game Information. We are going through the Killzone list.
Okay. Have you mentioned Killzone Liberation?
We have not mentioned Killzone Liberation. Killzone Liberation is on the list. Killzone Liberation, Patty, I assume that you had a PlayStation Portable, one of the first PlayStation.
I did have a PSP.
So you played Killzone Liberation.
I didn't.
You played Killzone Liberation.
Can I have my tea?
Fantastic top-down action game in the vein of such wonderful historical the Chaos Engine and the Red Zone.
Did it port well?
It was a wonderful port.
It's a very good game.
It's a pretty good game. Let's check in with Ben and Cricket there on the Kickstarter.
How much
sort
money
of monitoring
do we have?
thing? How are things looking on your end? What are your thoughts? What are people saying about the Kickstarter? What does that number mean? What are we looking at? That's a number.
This is 12,000, which is what you guys want to do, and then way down here is the line. We just kind of arbitrarily put it there, but it actually should probably be like somewhere there. I haven't checked the Kickstarter in a little bit because I was looking at it for a while.
We're raising money on Kickstarter, and
honestly, I don't need the negativity of looking at a Kickstarter that doesn't change right now.
She had work done, and she's
Well, I wondered if you could give us some thoughts on the Kickstarter. I mean, the Killzone games, because you can't spell Kickstarter and Killzone without K-I.
I have a thought that I'd like to send out to Panera Bread. This is one of the classic 2018 cups, and it's been my favorite cup for a long time. And today I went in there to get a new lid for my cup, and the lids changed sizes. And so now I can't get a lid for my classic cup size. And I just think that it's really silly that we're doing some sort of a Kickstarter for a game when there's actual problems out in the world. And I'm sorry, I don't usually like to get emotional on the show. I don't usually like to get emotional at all, but this is just something, when you have a perfect cup and no lid to fit it, I think we all know how that feels.
So, what's up? What's going on, guys?
We're the list of Killzone games. We've got Killzone 2 and 3.
Robbie,
Shadowfall,
I'm thinking about this
Shadowfall.
Kickstarter thing, and it's like, I just don't think it's going to happen, man.
We have 1 hour, 18 minutes left.
We have 1 hour
need
and
to
18
raise
minutes,
how
so
much
there's a lot
money
of
we
things
can
that
do
can
it.
happen
A
in
lot
an hour.
of magical
A lot of-
things
lot of-
happen
a lot of
around this
numbers
time
can
of year.
Have you thought about making it go viral, though?
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be
That's what
great
we're
if you could do
doing.
that in the time that we have remaining in the Game of the Year Awards.
We are
Patty,
doing it.
do you
It
know how
is
to
going
make things
viral.
go viral or not?
I think something. It depends, but I think I've never like had anything go like super viral or anything.
Give us money.
Money?
Money.
Yeah, we need some. Patty's tentatively on the line for some extra money. Alan's going to work on that right now. As soon as we have the availability.
You're asking other people for money. You're asking me for money.
Patty. If they
I don't think that's
if you're giving to before you give to Robbie's thing, hear about Cricket and I. Cricket and I have We have a new product that we're investing in, which is aura photography.
Aura photography.
It takes a picture of your spiritual essence. It's like a color.
Why do you guys look like that?
Come again?
Why do you guys look like that? You look bad.
Thank you.
You both look bad.
I agree. They look bad. They shouldn't be on
Thank
the
you.
show. This is a game show, and we have these people who look bad.
Thank you, Alan. And also, basically,
Ben.
the camera is like you take a picture of someone, but it takes the aura away. So it's just it's a picture without the aura. So it's a camera that can do that has that capability. Right now, it's just black and white. That's an example. That's kind of a mock-up of what we think a picture would look like. But we need like 5 million. And
5 million, Ben.
But
it's so hard to raise money. $5 million will take forever. It took us forever.
To people that can give you $5
No, we're just gonna go
million.
viral.
And we're already on TV right now. We're already on TV right now, advertising it. So who's doing better or worse? Us or
You're
you?
on our show. This is
Pat,
Robby's show.
you've been on television before. What do you think?
As about what? About what? This moves so fast, and everyone's talking at the same time.
I'm trying to, and we're trying to compartmentalize because if you move linearly, things happen. If you move in all directions at once, nothing happens.
I think that's a valid critique of the show that it moves too fast.
I'm sorry. I was just getting frustrated because I felt lost.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
And
but
if you re-ask me what you were asking me, then I can answer.
Is 10,000? Can we make $10,000 in a little over an hour for this game?
I don't think so.
Well, I think that we're going to prove you wrong, Patty, and we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back. And I think that you're going to see a significant jump because people are
prove you wrong.
People are ready to look into these things. People are ready to fund dreams. People are ready to get. And of course, we are now back with another wonderful electronic game information segment. It's the letters. We have it's the arts when people send us art, and we have it's the letters when people send us in questions. I thought, Patty, since you are here tonight for the first time, if you would give us the honor of reading off the first question for us to answer.
Okay.
And we'll answer it as a family, I think.
Okay. I'm happy to. The first question is from the Call of War They're asking, will there be any special / magic items in the game Robby made up?
Yes, Patty, that's a wonderful question. Thank you for asking that question. Call of War is a question through Instagram. There will be magical items. There will be upgrades. There will be all sorts of things you can add to equipment, augments, if you want to call it. I don't think people use that word enough.
Do you want me to read the next one?
Yes, thank you.
The next question is by Ollie Jackson 64 asking, how's it going?
It's going pretty.
It's going really good. We're raising a lot of money.
It could be a little bit better. I got to say, I do think it. It's sort of that stretch of the time when you're sort of like looking down the barrel of the gun, and it's either going to go off or it isn't.
And it's a good day to be on.
And
your
it's a good
show.
It's a good day to be with your friends on the show if the gun goes off.
Okay. Do I do another one?
Yeah, one. Yeah.
I_1_my_tone asked, do Resident Evil games ever make you really angry?
That's a great question. Resident Evil games have made me very, very angry in the past, but I think that the Resident Evil games that made me the most angry were probably Resident Evil Outbreak and Resident Evil Outbreak 2. Because those were games that were designed specifically for the PlayStation network before it was what we know now as the PlayStation Network. And it seemed like they could have just made the very strong single-player Resident Evil games in the original style, and I don't know why they didn't do that.
You're so smart, Robby. You know so much stuff, like weird stuff about games that most people don't know or care about.
I'm going to read a question now. If you could live in any video game world, which one would you choose? And this is a question for Alan, I think, because Alan has spent a lot of time for... you've spent a lot of time thinking about this very question.
What is the question?
If you could live in any video game world, which one would you choose?
I would probably have to pick the game that Robby made up world called Gloomsbrook. I think that would be probably...
Well, the town is called Gloomsbrook.
The town is Gloomsbrook. I thought the whole world was.
No, the world, it's 1600s colonial America.
That's my choice, 1600 colonial America and Gloomsbrook.
Do people talk about that time period enough, Patty? I mean, in your experience, all the what places that you've traveled, all the wonderful people that you've met, are people talking about the 1600s the way that they're talking about, say, the 19th century or the 20th century?
I don't know, and I don't think so. But I don't know. That's just not a conversation that I've ever had.
But it's a time. It's a time of magical thinking, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
But that's why you have to try to. You don't know. She doesn't know because that's why you extrapolate. That's why you visit and you explore and you
all the time.
Sometimes you don't even know the questions that you want the answers to.
Okay.
Next question.
Do another?
Yeah, let's
the
do
letters.
another question. It's the letters. These are questions sent in by viewers. So happy to get these wonderful questions in.
Salvador Smith asks, what EGI stand for?
It stands for Electronic Game Information. Game of the Year Awards 2019. And go to Kickstarter right now to search for the game that I made up and donate generously because we are running out of time. If we're going to make this goal, if we're going to make this game, we need to hit that $12,000.
We can do it with your help.
Mark.
EGI, Electronic Game Information. You know what it stands for.
Did you say $12,000?
Yeah. $12,000.
I thought you just asked if it was possible to raise $10,000.
Well, we already raised $2,000.
Which is and you know that's not you've been in trouble before. You know how much $2,000 can mean.
It means a lot to us.
I hope you raise it.
We just need. What's the? Thank you, Alan. And of course, we have a question from KP Senti, friend of the show. KP Senti. Thank you, KP Senti. What's your kind of Wonderland? And Patty, I think that's a question what is your kind of Wonderland? Where are you trying to go?
What's my kind of Wonderland?
Yeah, you're sitting there. You got your book out. You're sort of taking a pause because the text is a little intense. It's maybe a little bit too small. It's kind of tiring you out. You know that feeling?
I'm going to answer their question as based on how I understand it. I think my Wonderland is like kind of a magical place where anything could happen, kind of like a dreamlike place. that would be somewhere where you feel like a sense of wonder.
I'm there with you.
Like, it's somewhere it's really like, magic, like very cinematic, dreamy, like, I don't know. That's how I would imagine it. There would be like lots of good food and like music, and all my friends would be there and stuff like that.
I like that. That's a good answer.
Such a headache. Okay, so what you're telling me is that you're looking for the cinematic things. We have you think that video games and movies are ever going to be the same thing?
Absolutely not. Wait, was that your question, or was that a question from the letters?
Let's
do the letters.
Patty, we're so pleased that you came. You spent the evening with us here. It's weird because your head just gets you think your head's like this thing that's going to constantly be releasing, it sort of like cools itself off, but you find that if you cover it completely, it just kind of keeps it keeps going up.
Are you allowed to take the head off?
Well, it would kind of ruin the show, I think. So we keep the head on, and we want to know. Let's do one more question.
I don't think it would ruin the show.
I think Patty would.
But we're doing games again.
Yeah.
If Patty, I can't really. I'm having a little trouble seeing. So if you could read that question, either Alan or Patty, I would love to hear the answer to the question.
This by Zachary_Gray_Fay ellipses. What's the first electronic game?
Good question.
I think what they're asking is, what's the first electronic game information game of the year?
It just says, what's the first electronic game?
I think they mean like Pong.
Yeah.
Or like an old game, like a really old game.
Well, it's not Pong, is it?
I don't know, because that was
Space
a question
War.
for you. You're the expert.
Patty, what's the first video game you ever played?
The first video game I ever played, I think, was it might have been on a computer. It might have been like Oregon Trail at school, but I know the first video game that I ever got was Spyro the Dragon.
Spyro the Dragon.
That was a fun game.
Patty, you must be so damned excited for the Spyro.
Please stop.
I know
reignited trilogy.
Every time you do it, the house that I grew up in, like it does stuff when you do that. So stop.
The reignited trilogy for Spyro the Dragon must have been such a treat for you to see them remaster and re-release those games in HD for the current generation of consoles and PC.
I haven't played it yet, but I did watch some of the videos of it, and it did look like they did a good job of like honoring the original and like making some cool new like additions as well. I was worried that it would. I think sometimes remakes can be bad, but I think they did a good job of honoring the original spirit of it.
Let's check in on the Kickstarter and see if we got all $12,000. We can end a little early. How we doing?
Oh, hey guys.
They're back.
I checked it out. Can I go?
They're both chewing gum.
This is an exciting
They're
update.
Bad at this.
This is an exciting update. To be really pumped. So, let's do this live. It was $2,815 a second ago.
Mm-hmm.
And here, hold. And now it's $2,830. So I'm gonna put in. We're gonna add that to the.
This is awesome.
That's
a line.
Can we zoom in on this? We got this little tiny line here.
It's such a it's a Patty is it's like you've brought us good luck. You've brought us joy.
How much money do we make?
You're asking all of the right questions. You're getting the right answers, and we've just jumped up. We're out of the, what do you call it?
We're in the end game.
The bottom part of a thermometer. What's that called?
The
bulb.
I would say bulb. That's yeah.
We're out of the bulb. We're into the
stick.
So we're out of the bulb. We're into the stick, and we have just a wonderful opportunity, I think, to really show the world what it means to fund independent video gaming for real. Not that fake independent game where a small publisher sort of pitches an idea to a company and they say, we have the resources, we know how to make this game, we're going to help you. This is real independent game development. It's under the radar. But hopefully not too under the radar, because then what happens is that if it's too under the radar, then people forget.
What you're doing is the most important thing in the world.
You're saying that you don't want it to be above or below the radar. You want it to be right in line
Right
with the
in
radar.
the middle. And I'm the middle child, Patty. Did you know that? I was the middle child.
I didn't know that.
As why, as the parents were going through what they were going through, my brother and sister were having their own experiences, and I was sort of just stuck in the middle there, just thinking about how I could kind of stay quiet and maybe talk to myself a little bit, and just if I didn't have anyone around, I would just kind of just have a conversation with someone who wasn't there.
I think that a lot of kids had imaginary friends, and that's...
Well, they weren't imaginary friends in
It
so
was
much
more
as they were
profound than
characters that existed that just would never, if they were in the world, they probably wouldn't have made the time to stop by the house.
Got it.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, thank you for your call, Patty. So happy that you're able to offer these insights into the electronic game information mythos. We have a quick video break, and we will be right back. Ding, ding, ding. It is the final hour, Alan, of the Kickstarter campaign.
Yay, an hour.
Wasn't that nice that Patty was willing to stop by and share with some of the insights that she's had?
Patty's so cool
She's
and
very,
nice.
she's such a wonderful... the words sort of escape me because, as you can see, the size of the pillow, the head... It doesn't, we don't have vents. We bring you guys the real situation. The real thing is happening right now, and it's just difficult to string the thoughts, to string the thoughts together into the statement that you want to make.
Got it. My minion goggles are pinching the tip of my nose. It hurts so much. So I'm like having the same problem as you.
So let's
just on my nose, and your problem's in the whole head.
We have to go to Ben and Cricket, and just check. They just gave us a quick update. We were just crossing. It looked like we were about to cross the 3+ line, and maybe what are we looking at now?
All right. So here's the update. So earlier we were at $2,830.
That's good.
Now we are still at $2,830. So I'm just going to go back over the line.
So it didn't
that I already did, and I'm just going to make it even darker.
So what's the math come out to?
The math?
Yeah.
What's 12,000 minus $2,830?
It's not that much.
When Patty was here, I gave her a copy of Assassin's Creed 3 for the Wii U. Did you see that, Alan?
Oh, right. I didn't realize you did that. Okay, let's revisit. So because you gave Patty that game, we're now at $2,830. So let me just go back over this line.
I have an idea. Because we did have some games that did not get given away as prizes.
Got a caller.
We have a caller.
You're on the air. Electronic Game Information. It's the Game of the Year. What's the Game of the Year?
Game of the Year awards. 11, 12, 13.
Let him talk.
I have an idea, caller. Are you ready to hear this?
Yes.
So we have some games that were not given out as prizes because people answered questions incorrectly, or special friends left the gifts behind that we gave them. So I was thinking if we listed these on eBay now,
we could get some money.
We could maybe and add. If you could, caller, are you by a computer?
I am.
So if you could list the following items on eBay and then front us the money that Buy It Now might get you for Call of Duty Black Ops for the PlayStation 3.
Call of Duty Black Ops. Wait, you want me to what?
Buy It Now.
Buy it now.
Yes, if you type in PS3 Call of Duty Black Ops, it'll a lot of times it'll fill in the rest of the fields for you, and then it'll say, "Do you want to sell it or buy it now?"
Buy it now.
Hey, Robby,
Got it.
I just have a question. How much did you spend on like the costumes and all the gifts you're giving away and those shirts and the whole thing? You're paying me, you're paying Craigie, you're paying Mason and Eric,
and Patty,
and Patty and Alan and yourself. And how much do you think all that was?
I don't get paid to do it.
Everybody makes their own sacrifices, and it's important that we remind ourselves that people are better than what we think. I think that people will always surprise
I agree
you.
with that, and I think that's why so many people are giving to our camera.
Take me for instance.
You just PayPaling us directly.
I have a terrible headache.
Me too.
And I would love to nothing more than to dunk my head in a bowl of water and just soak it there for 15, 20 minutes. Or at least just take a handful of the water and splash it on the back of the old neck there.
I hear you loud and clear, buddy. If you did pay me to be on this, I would put the money back into the Kickstarter.
I think you should do that.
I already
You should pay Alan and you should put the money into the Kickstarter.
Yeah, pay Alan $10,000, and then he'll put it into the
I would
Kickstarter.
do that.
Well, thank you.
I agree. I would do that.
We have.
If I was Alan, that's what I would do.
Okay, well, we are so
me and my
happy
ideas.
that you stopped by, that you're physically here. Your voice, because
it's a call.
Sound waves are particles. So, in a way, you're here with us.
He's right.
Yes.
He's right. I agree.
It just sucks that Alan doesn't actually have $10,000, doesn't it?
I gave all I could.
And we keep giving what we can, and we keep striving for the greatest gift of all.
Oh, wait, I have an update, you guys.
Here we go. It's happening.
All right, it was at $2,830.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's at $2,830.
Wait.
So that's a jump. That's a jump of $100 in just a few moments.
That
we have
$100
another
jump?
caller. Thank you for your call.
$0 jump.
We do have another caller on the air. Click.
Why did you up? Why did you?
Hello,
update
you're
us
on the air
like
with
that?
Electronic Game Information. We are skipping and jumping towards the finish line. I do feel like we are in sight of the goal. I think that it's a real.
Who's calling?
Hey.
Who is this?
This is June.
June, can you go? Do you have access to a computer and a credit card?
Do people ever call you Junebug? And do you ever have access to the credit card of the people that let you live in their house until it was time to move out?
I can't. I'm a little strapped for money right now. But
It's
I
credit.
can't,
But do you have a credit card? Because that's actually not money. That's like credit. So you don't actually need the money right now, but we do. Do you hear what I'm saying? If you go online, go to www.kickstarter.com/EGI/project/the-game_I_made_up .html. I think that's you get put in your credit card number, and we need about we need thousands of dollars.
Junebug, if you could, do people call you Junebug?
Yeah.
Do we figure that out?
Yes.
Sure, if you want.
Absolutely.
Sure.
I do think that a nickname
Junebug.
is important. Junebug, if you're by the computer, you could look up how much Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge is going for on the Wii U. This is a very good condition. It's got the instruction booklet.
Where did Patty go?
Junebug. I'm a little bug.
It's got
I'm
it's got
Cricket.
it's got the instruction
Robbie,
booklet. It's even got if we get a close up of the insert, it's got Lego City Undercover and New Super Mario Brothers U. So you could. This is a complete, very good condition copy of Ninja Gaiden 3
Update.
The Razor's Edge.
We have an update.
Kickstarter update.
We have a Kickstarter update.
If your head is incredibly hot, if it's incredibly warm because of like the pillowiness of like
the
the raccoon head or whatever,
and the,
you could
and the love and the
wear
and
some,
the
like
support.
brown ears and some makeup. Just as a.
What's the update?
Oh man, that is some nice.
We have a Kickstarter update emergency alert. Okay, it was at 28.30, and now this is for real. It jumped up to 29.35, which is $105.
That's a jump of $100.
And I'm going to put the line. I'm going to put the new line all the way up here. Because this thing doesn't really matter, and you're not going to get it. So just for as a morale booster,
it's incredible.
I'm just going to bring it
incredible
way up the stick.
What people are willing to do for the concept.
That was a big
that
jump up. How much did it jump?
I was
$105.
$105 up into the air, into the stratosphere. Alan, if you were out in the desert and you were dying,
that would save your life.
These people would save your life.
Thank you so much for your donation of hundreds of dollars. Wow, we're so close, and we have 51 minutes left, and
we got $100.
We got $100.
We're going to get the goal.
I brought it up here just because it's not
on our
going to
way.
happen anyway,
If you think about how
as a morale booster,
numbers works, and we'll use that extra money to invest in, I think, a very smart product that I've been hearing a lot about, which is a camera
goal.
I just want to also point out that our camera will have a label maker as a part of it.
Cool.
Cricket, go ahead. What did you want to say?
Robbie said the word camera, and that always makes me light up. I didn't have anything to say.
We have another caller on the air. Hello, you're on a caller with electronic game information at gmail.com, and we are answering your emails. We are responding to your direct messages on Instagram, and we are about to find out who you are.
This is the liquor again. Robbie, I wanted to grab that off of your head. I wanted to lick it and just grab it off.
Liquor. Where are you?
Where's liquor Skyping in from? Can we see?
Can we see?
Is the liquor? Is liquor? It's a.
I don't believe it. Oh, it's the liquor.
It's the liquor again.
Yeah, I'm here. I've been here the whole time. I don't got much to do in this room. I've been calling you on Skype, and no one's been picking up.
You ever notice how the liquor does kind of like a shuffle when he's running around on all fours?
Have you seen the tongue?
Well, I don't need to ask you because you're the liquor.
It's a nervous tick. I can't control that.
Hey, liquor.
If you were in that kind of a situation, because animals in the wild get hungry, they have to do what they need to survive. The liquor in Raccoon City during the fall of Raccoon City is no different, in my opinion. And that is why we stick together.
Does the liquor have money?
Yeah, do you have a major credit card with credit limit of, let's just say, $8,000?
If I did have a credit card from one of these people on the ground that I did lick, what's in it for me?
Well, there's a number of if you donate $8,000, you are a full-on electronic game information producer, and you get to
that's good. I don't even have
tell us what costumes we can wear and what where we should shoot the show, what game conventions we can go to. You can tell us where we get to eat when
I get
we're
to
shooting.
lick that lollipop from Alan.
Hey, liquor. I'd let you. It's
And
open
you also
season lollipop. If you want.
and you also get to choose when we get to have new cameras and computers in the studio, so we can bring you all the hard-hitting electronic game information news.
But they get the
that
game
you're looking for.
They mostly get the game you made up.
And the game that we made up, you
And
get
their
that
art
as
in the
well.
Bloomsbrook Gallery and a T-shirt.
Can we get a second camera angle for Cricket and Ben?
That room only needs...
I love this person who's talking so much right now. I'm serious. I love you so
But
much
here's the problem: is that
right now. Thank you.
If you're not going to give us
I
the money,
wanna
we
talk
can't.
more
We
about
need to enter into the contractual We need the contractual obligation.
Robby, what part of the show are we on?
Robby, we're talking about love, and you want to say contractual obligations? Like, love isn't the government's business. Love isn't about contracts or lawyers. Love is real, and I love this caller.
Well, thank you for your call, Cricket. We're so happy that you were able to stop by and see us. Let's take a quick break, and we will be right back with more interesting things and observations about video game news and gaming culture. After this very short break,
I made a poem.
People are saying plenty of things about the show, and people are excited, and people are donating, and things are going to go very well, I think, throughout the rest of the evening.
We're definitely we're doing very well. We're having a wonderful time.
So
I am sincerely sorry about my homes being and my costume being movies.
The problem is not so much, again, with the costume. The costume is fantastic. It's a well considered and well rendered, I think,
minion
that I believe anybody from the fans or the filmmakers themselves would recognize immediately.
Good. And I think there maybe they'll make a Minion game now because of what I did. And then you could talk about that. It would be in your wheelhouse.
We have another special guest with us tonight here on Electronic Game Information. We have an update. We will get to the guest in a moment. We do have an update, however.
What is it?
So we just
have Ben and Cricket are looking to get. We need Ben and Cricket's mics up so we can hear. They
can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
We just passed the 3,000. We just passed the $3,000 mark. I'm just going to put the line way up here just to make this a little bit more fun.
3,000. And how much do we need before we are like legal? Before they actually will give us the funds?
12. The full 12. So this is
Can you do math on that?
We're 25%.
25% is, of course, half of 50%.
If you look at it like this, it looks really exciting, though this isn't mathematically accurate.
That's the problem with that. Don't you find, Ben, that's the problem with math, is that it's just
it doesn't look cool.
It doesn't It's not. It just doesn't. It doesn't get the blood pumping the way that you think it should, especially if the situation deems it correctly necessary.
Hey, Ben,
for the blood to it's lower,
Ben,
than it needs to be.
It is. What's up, Alan?
Why is Cricket? She was dancing.
She was excited about the Kickstarter update.
Okay,
what do you expect her to do, dude?
Okay, thank you, Cricket.
So what's the Kickstarter about? Tell us. What's your pitch?
No, don't talk about that.
So oh my God, we have an actual. We have an actual update for the Kickstarter.
Yes, we have an actual.
So you know how we were just up over $3,000?
Yeah.
I shit you not. We are now at $11,090. So right where I have the line is actually fairly accurate, and I gotta say that it might have been a little bit prescient of
so what we're talking about is congratulations, Ben. Congratulations, Cricket. We're so excited for you guys and your wonderful magical camera.
I just want you to know, I want you to think really hard about the fact that someone is putting in $9,000 into your idea,
But
and we've so far gotten not even that much for. We
But
got
tell
way
us
more
ab-
than that for
This
our
is the
camera,
best
but
night
no.
of my life,
But-
and honestly, I can't think of a single
But
thing that
tell
would
us
make
about.
it better.
But Ben, please tell us about the camera that people.
No,
people are
Robbie,
spending the money on.
no, this is not about
well,
camera.
the camera. So it's pretty simple. It's like
Is this
imagine
real?
you could take.
Is this real?
Imagine you could look at something and see it again.
Is he messing with us?
So we have aura photography, which everybody knows about, which
Right.
takes a picture of your spiritual energy.
It's very popular. If you were going to invest in something, you might want to consider investing in it.
But now imagine you can take that same aura photograph, but remove the aura, so you just
How much
see
do we need
the
to
person
win?
and what's in the photo.
Wait, hold on for a second,
Robbie,
Ben.
we're gonna win.
This is
This
an
whole-
When it
interesting.
comes to auras, it's not about winning.
No, not
It's
about
a
the
pi-
auras,
it's a
it's about the
crazy-
game that Robbie made up.
It's a
What's
crazy.
most
it's
exciting
it's a
about the
pivot.
game that Robbie made up is he did promise
Pivot.
us on air that we would get any money over the amount.
So
that
the
Did he say that?
pivot that we're talking
did you
about
s-
is, of course, the pivot that we're talking about is a. You're talking. It's complicated because there are so many aura photography
but
businesses.
Robbie,
You go, Alan.
wait,
if I
did
could
you
just
say
talk
he
for a
would
second.
give them money
So
if we
what
got
you're
it?
saying is that
'Cause you
if
shouldn't
you
do that. We
take
should
the
use the money
aura
to make
out
the
of the aura
game.
photography business, Ben.
What?
If you take the aura out of the aura photography business, that's how you get the attention that you need
Yes.
to really take this thing off.
That's
No, but
what's
you're not even
subversive.
listening. What they're talking about is just a regular camera, I
But
think.
we can see this being in everybody's homes, in everybody's pockets eventually.
You
We
could
see
use it. You
I
could
don't
use the aura
understand.
photography
It's
camera.
really devolved of you to call it a regular camera. I think that just shows how spiritual
I don't
you're
under-
limited.
Things are what you call them,
We
Alan.
call them
I
right
think-
now. It's called Nora photography, which is short for no
We have
aura.
41 minutes. How much more money do we need to make to get the game that Robbie made up to be a game that's not just a fake game, but real?
Oh my God.
Robbie, they're
We're
gonna.
we're working on it. I'm so
okay.
proud
Robbie, we're
of you
gonna
for
get it.
taking
Robbie,
Ahead.
we're
the
gonna.
$9,000.
We need
that
9,000.
somebody no.
Okay,
You
so
What's 12 minus 150?
can
That's like-
you
I don't
say
know, Matt. I don't-
that I have
Hey,
a?
we need $850.
We need $850 in 41 minutes.
So
can
we
do
are going to get we're going to get that camera made, Alan. We're going to
No,
make
no,
sure
no,
the
no,
camera's
no, no,
made.
no,
We're going to
no.
get
Yeah.
an aura photography camera in every home in
Robbie,
America.
Don't listen to this,
You
Scott.
have such a beautiful spirit.
Let's
I
talk
really mean
to.
that. I know
We have
we
a special
fight, but-
guest on the line right now. It's a special friend of the show. We've seen him before. We love to talk to him. It is, of course, Seaman. Seaman, we are here with Seaman here on Electronic Game Innovations Game of the Year
Seaman.
Awards
Oh my God.
2019.
Robbie, then they just got
My
even
gosh.
better. Seaman.
I can't believe I'm here.
Hi,
hey,
Seaman.
Alan.
Hi, how
Robbie.
you doing, Seaman?
Alan,
Good.
Alan, can you tell Seaman something for me?
Yeah, anything.
I have been it's been racking my brain. Which of the Atari Jaguar games had the weird dog skeleton in it? And if there's anybody that knows Jaguar games, it's the star of his own Dreamcast game, Seaman.
Seaman, I have a question. Did you know what was it? Jaguar game has a
Seaman, what's your
skeleton?
thoughts on the Atari Jaguar? Can we play that Atari Jaguar
I wanna
video
talk
again
to Seaman.
as soon as possible?
Well, my thoughts on the Atari Jaguar is I didn't have one.
You didn't have
I
one.
did know. I did know.
You did know.
The shell did get reused for some dental medical equipment.
Seaman, you're funny.
We have beautiful art here from a friend of the show.
They're doing a Seaman talk. I get to talk to Seaman. You can just let me take over the show for a little while. I want to have a chat with
come on,
Seaman.
Robbie.
How are you? It's been a while. How have you been, Seaman?
No, I've been good. Just swimming around in my fancy little fish tank. How's Robby treating you? Is he still?
He's the best.
Seaman, thank
good.
you. Thankful that you came to the show. We wanted to offer you a special gift. If you could just remove the battery from the battery pack from the back of this very knockoff Wii U Pro controller, we'd like to send that to you as soon as possible.
Okay. Why did you buy the knockoff one? Did you get ripped off?
Alan, what's going on here? Who's getting ripped off?
I don't know, but it's just so good to hear Seaman's
know.
voice. How are you?
How is Seaman
I'm excited
doing
for
these
your
days?
game.
Absolutely,
I'm
so
doing
excited to
good.
see.
Seaman, did you
I'm
donate?
trying to do more things. I don't want to go out of my mind. Idle Hands is a double workshop.
Seaman, you're He's so cool.
But how do you?
I can't believe you're so close to this earning of your game. Did you double check that last deposit? You don't know if someone could be ripping you off.
You could be getting ripped off. It could be. It could be those Internet Research Agency.
Exactly. You don't know. I would double check on that.
I'll check, but I trust Ben.
C-Man, you obviously have a lot of time that you spend together with your family, with your friends. What games are you playing? What are you guys cooking up for the holidays?
I like to play. Last time I've had friends over, I played this awesome Wii game called Go Vacation.
Go Vacation.
That's so fun.
On the Switch. And I'm going to get the Switch soon. I'm going to get the fancy Mario Red one.
Okay, but here's the thing, Kate.
C-Man, would you play any of those Switch games with me?
C-Man, listen to me.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about Go Vacation, but have you looked at the Tourist for the Nintendo Switch?
No, because, FOMO, I get that easy, so I don't want to look at other games.
I get that.
If I don't have the console yet.
I can relate to all the things that C-Man says.
Alan, how long has it been?
Alan.
When is the last time we talked to him?
We were in Tokyo, remember? Do you remember what
Yeah.
happened with me and C-Man? I remember. C-Man, do you remember?
Yeah.
That was so...
A little bit. Mm-hmm. I think of it every day fondly.
Me too. I do too, C-Man. I do too. You know what I wish? I wish you were here and not on the Skype, because we could...
Alan, do you want to switch and chill at my place?
Switch and chill. It sounds like a wonderful evening that we could live. If we could live the rest of our lives tonight, what kind of stuff could we get into?
C-Man, I would love to switch and chill at C-Man's house. Even though it's underwater, I'll bring a scooter there.
Okay, so let's take a step back, because we're getting a little bit far afield.
Robbie, you should be more excited.
I found that someone asked me a question the other day, and I didn't have the answer to it because I hadn't been thinking about it. But I have been thinking about it, and I think it's time to just go ahead and see if I can answer that question.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so it was what game soundtracks did I listen to when I was in high school that I would take out of the game consoles and I would put in the CD player? I would just listen to the soundtrack.
I want to send C-Man a mixtape, and I think we should exchange mixtapes.
Oh no, I feel so bad. My true colors are going to show. I honestly don't know. There's only a few games that I let you do CD and game. So, and I'm already don't remember that list.
Ben and Cricket, are we still looking at Ben and Cricket? We're still looking at the Kickstarter. We're still seeing how Ben and Cricket are doing.
Got a big update.
We have a big update. We have a big update, but let's hold on for a second before we get any updates. Do you have any questions for C-Man? Because this is a special treat. We don't have a lot of return guests.
I don't know
You should
what.
check the Kickstarter real quick.
Yeah.
Did we do it?
I'm gonna let you know. Okay, so you remember how
we
we
have a system for
Don't tell me
giving the
we did
Kickstarter,
it.
and we're gonna be.
The numbers just
I just
changed.
wanna.
The numbers changed?
Tell you.
Did we do
You
it?
know how we were really close just a minute ago?
Yeah, we were very
very close just a minute ago.
Took out about $8,000 of their bid.
What do you mean?
Or their donation. So we're back down to $5,000.
We're back down to $5,000. Such a blow to have the.
So I'm gonna
You can't
just
take it out when you promise a Kickstarter. It goes to you can't take it out.
That's the whole point of the Kickstarter.
So we're
Wait,
down
Ben.
to, I don't know where we are, but we're around somewhere back down here. I think.
Okay, so we're gonna.
Wait, are you messing with me?
Are we gonna?
5,000, Alan. Just get
Okay,
over
so
it.
we have.
Wait, what is it at official? What's the official count? Can you show it on the thermometer?
5,197, dude.
Wait, what was it?
Here, I'm gonna put it up to the.
5,197.
So this is one of those. This is one of those nights that you're gonna remember for the rest of your life, and it's just such a nice thing to have friends nearby who are doing so well, who are willing to just take their the time out of their day to just tell us how they're doing, because people have dreams. We've got the camera almost funded. It's the Game of the Year Awards, and we are about to be listed. We are about. C-Man, if you'll stay on the line for just a moment there, we are going to go and we are being visited by the third list of the evening. The third list of the evening.
Let's just focus on trying to get more.
Is, of course, this is very simple list because it's a true list. It's an honest list. It's a list of games that we did honestly really enjoy playing in 2019. So one of the first games that I very much enjoyed playing in 2019, Alan, is The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, the remaster, the remake, if you want to call it, the reimagining of the classic Game Boy Color Link's Awakening. C-Man, did you happen to get your peepers on that piece of software?
On Link's Awakening, I did not. I'm so behind, That's why I watch your show. That's why I'm a big fan.
All right. Well, thank you for your call, C-Man. We have to go to another caller. We're so happy to hear from C-Man. All the time. Always a pleasure to hear back from C-Man.
Really had a big impact on me in my life and my development, and because of you, I'm a better, more sexy.
I hope you call back. You have my number, Alan. You got me.
You cheer me up even when I'm on my darkest day.
Another game that we...
Can I give you a quick kiss before I leave?
E-kiss?
Yes, a digi-kiss.
Okay, ready? 1, 2,
All right.
3.
Digi-Kiss makes me think, of course, of the Digimon series, a wonderful classics PlayStation series of games that took a lot of chances with the Pocket Monster style formula that will, of course, be popularized by games that do not need to be named, and. Of course, another game that I enjoyed playing this year was Astral Chain. Astral Chain, another Nintendo Switch game, wonderful game. Fighter, you fight the Astral Chain with your Astral Chain. Are you the thing that you are fighting against? It's Astral Chain for the Nintendo Switch by Platinum Games, the same people that bought us Mad World. Mad World, of course, for the Nintendo Wii, one of the top Platinum games to take place in the Mad World. Alan, what list of games that you very much enjoyed playing this year? It's the list.
Days Gone with Deacon St. John.
Days Gone with Deacon St. John is not on the list. It was a game that it's just a Last of Us, really but fun. Just a they added like DayZ and like the Stalker games into it for some reason. I don't think it needed that. The Last of Us is a fine game. Looking forward to maybe having The Last of Us 2 on the list next year when we come back again for the Game of the Year awards. Assuming that we are still doing the show
we need about $6,000-$7,000
special video games
needed a couple
for
hundred, but now we're way in the hole.
Kickstarter fans.
Hello.
How much money do you
you're
have?
on the air with electronic game information. What's the game of your year? What's the game that you've been thinking about? What's the game that gave you a lot of joy? If you, it's just a special time.
Yeah. I mean, this game didn't necessarily come out this year, if that's okay.
That's the kind of game I like to talk about.
Yeah. It's Super Danganronpa 2.
Danganronpa 2, a wonderful game with a lot of heart, it's sort of like follow the action, keep the rhythm. You got to just with the Danganronpa series. I mean, there's how many Danganronpa games are at this point?
There's 4.
4 Danganronpa games. Alan, how many of those have you played so far?
What do we?
I've seen a lot of gameplay of most of them, but my PC cannot handle some of the games.
You know, that reminds me of the Shin Megami Tensei series, and maybe that's a bit of a stretch there, but there seems to be a relationship there. Maybe we could explore it if we could just maybe if we could all see a little bit better, if it was a little bit cooler, if it froze up less. So if you're looking to open a window, or if you're looking to just point the fan towards the
Try
desk
to get them
here,
to donate money and stop talking about Dragon
we could have
games.
a much, I think, easier conversation talking about Danganronpa V3.
V3, I love that one. That was really
the Danganronpa
good.
games are fantastic, classic games. Anybody who knows it loves it. And let's talk about this is not necessarily a Switch exclusive list. But I do want to talk about another Dragon game for the Nintendo Switch. It's Dragon Quest 11 is on the Game of the Year awards list. Dragon Quest 11 definitive for the and it's on the Switch, and you can play it in bed or you can play it next to somebody, or if you sleep by yourself, if you're alone, and if you're just one of those people who just takes a long ride to work. You start off at your house and you walk down the street and you get to the bus and you get on the bus, and then the bus takes you where? To the train station, and you get on the train and you ride to work.
Robby.
Ben, what's up?
We just found out that the person who took the money out of your Kickstarter for our camera. And so I just wanted to say, since it seems like your Kickstarter is not going to get funded now, that if anyone else wanted to take their money out of your Kickstarter,
don't do this.
PayPal does, you can do that. I'm not allowed to say our PayPal name for legal reasons, but we did say it earlier in the show. So you can, if you can go in the archive.
We cannot afford to lose any more of the money.
Watch the beginning of the show when we say our PayPal names.
We have a little less than half an hour to go.
Then everybody can take their money out of
we want the money.
Kickstarter, which is what it seems like is happening. So let's keep that momentum going. Let's get the camera funded by midnight. We have 27 minutes to go. Let's get it funded, everybody.
So
Thank
if you think about the old classic adage about the rats and the ships, we want the rats to get back on the ship. So let's get the rats on the ships. And caller, thank you, and happy holidays and Game of the Year awards to you. And let's talk to you again soon. Let's have another caller on the line. Caller, you're on the air with electronic game information. If you've ever been in a situation like this, where someone has asked you for more money than you're willing to give.
Is this the third list?
It's the third list. We're talking about games that you played this year that you enjoyed.
Oh, yeah. I was a huge fan of Hypnospace Outlaw.
Hypnospace Outlaw wasn't a game that I had time to play, but is a game I did hear about. I did the bit of a sort of one of those sort of fourth or fifth tier YouTube review channels talking about it. What stuck out to you about the game that you're talking about?
Oh, just the whole idea of it, just a detective game that you have to go through old 2000 internet to get through was amazing, and Granny Cream's hot butter ice cream and all that kind of stuff.
Hot butter ice cream. That sounds like a lot of fun. Alan, what kind of hot butter ice cream flavors have you? Can you imagine how hot the butter has to be?
I don't understand how that makes any sense.
Caller,
Robby, I was just looking in the chat and I noticed that we don't have any emojis for us. There's there's one for you, there's one for Alan. There's the green croc.
The people have.
The list has one, but Cricket does not.
Who makes the show? Can we talk to them?
We have a producer who said they were going to put up the $8,000.
Who makes the show?
That person, if they put the $8,000 into the show.
Who makes the emoji decisions is what I want to know.
It's a corporate decision.
Well, if you guys aren't going to help us with that, then we'd like to talk to who actually is in charge.
Well, that person that I just described to you could be our Game of the Year Awards winner, and they'll be contacting us soon.
What does that mean? You're saying that the person who makes the show is the person who wins the game of the year?
No, the game wins. The person gives us $8,000.
I lost the thread of this conversation, but what I would like is an emoji of my face in the chat room.
Same.
Well, that's all well and good, but we do have another caller on the line. Caller, you're on the air with electronic game information, and we are talking about some of the games.
We're talking about emojis and how Ben and Cricket don't have
this
emojis in the chat room. What do you think?
Year that you enjoyed, games that got your heart going, that made you flutter, that made you just kept you glued to the controller, kept the palms, sweaty palms gripped on the thing, and you made it through, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, not really a big video game guy.
Then hang up.
All right.
Maybe weigh in on whether or not you like emojis of me and Ben.
If you,
Carl, you still there, my man?
What's up?
You still there?
How much do people?
Carl, how much you put? How much you donate? So what do you think's the coolest? What's cool, the game or what we're doing? Me and Cricket.
The game.
I'm more into the game. I feel like it'd
And
be
the
pretty
camera?
fun if it got.
A camera is a game, basically.
So I have a question, which is that if you're gonna look to play a game of the year, what is it in your head?
I guess like a board game, probably.
A board game like Settlers of Catan, or perhaps Arkham Origin, Arkham Horror,
Arkham Knight, Arkham City,
Scythe,
Arkham
maybe?
Batman,
Is Scythe?
Robbie,
Batman?
did you do any market research on this game? Did
Yeah,
you
well,
do any sort of
He's been working on
understanding
it
what
since he was
people
in middle school. He knows what
That's
he's
what I'm
doing.
saying. He doesn't know what
Can
he's
you
doing
update us on the
child.
Because here's the thing, Ben, is that if you look at the sales figures for the first issue of Spawn...
No, it doesn't have to do with the sales figures for the first issue. What do people want to play now? What are people excited about? Did you ask anybody before?
Nobody asks anybody anything anymore. That's what the internet is.
Man, the whole show is him talking to people. It's all market research
want,
about
you know what
games.
people want? They want to have the option of taking a photo of somebody that doesn't show their aura.
They want what Robbie says they want.
And then they want to be able to print that out on an inkjet printer, which we have that. We have the capabilities of that.
We have a Game of the Year award announcement coming up right now. Game of the Year award, the list is over, and we are now going to announce the Electronic Game Innovations Game of the Year.
Is that it? What is
this
that?
is a Game of the Year awards show, and we're so happy to announce our Electronic Game Innovations Game of the Year, Daemon X Machina.
Whoa.
Daemon X Machina. So let's take it away with a video of our Electronic Game Innovations Game of the Year. That is the EGI Game of the Year.
Guys,
Congratulations
what was the game?
to Damon
Robbie,
X
what was the
Machina.
game?
Guys, we don't care
Ben,
about
hold
the
on
game.
Colt, can
We
you
have an
just
announcement.
Just
No, we're
hold
doing
on
the
for
Game
1
of the
second.
Year,
We just announced
Ben.
the Game of the Year awards. We'll be right
We
back
have an
with you.
announcement,
We're doing the
though.
For 1
Game of
second.
the Year.
We're just so happy because Damon X Machina is the Electronic Game Innovations
one
Game of the
knows
Year,
what
and I
Damon
think
is.
that it warrants a bit of a conversation
Patty.
about why that is. Alan, what do you think?
Daemon X
guys-
Machina, I don't know, is that a new game that
Game of X
won?
Machina
It
is,
won
of
the
course,
Game of the Year? People like this?
famous developer of the Armored Core series, coming back for a new swan song, a new IP. It's Daemon X Machina on the Nintendo Switch, supported by tons of free DLC, and of course, the
Robbie, I'm trying to
type
tell-
of.
I don't know what this game is, but I respect
trying to
any
give you-
choice
It'll
you
be
make.
right with you, Ben,
Anything
but we're
you say
talking about the
what
Game of the Year. This is why people tune into the shows
No,
to
people tune in the
find
show
out
'cause
about.
I'm
The
so...
Kickstarter got funded. The Kickstarter got funded. It's over $12,000 now. The Kickstarter got funded. Okay.
We have 20 minutes to go, so anything could happen.
What?
So let's
Robbie,
just.
did you just hear me?
Wait, are you messing with us? Because you already messed with us
The
once,
Kickstarter
Ben.
got funded. It's $12,818. You guys made 800 goes towards
Ben.
us. $818 goes towards our camera.
You already messed with us when you got our hopes up, and
I'm
you
not
messed
messing
with us.
with you.
And you already made me feel like garbage tonight.
I'm not messing with
But
you. I don't
here-
care how you feel, but I'm not messing with you.
But you
okay?
already did
how
a
you feel.
mess.
That's
You
your-
already did one of these
I
tricky
can't control
messes.
how you feel. I can only try to make you feel good or bad.
Okay,
and
so
I
let's
usually
talk
try to
about
feel
Daemon
bad.
X Machina for a second, because I do think that a lot of people are. And we are back with more about Daemon X Machina, the electronic game information game of the year. A lot of people are asking the question in the chat, in the world, why Daemon X Machina?
Can we verify what they said about the Kickstarter? Because that seems more important.
Kickstarter's been fully funded.
Can you prove it?
Plus $800, which goes toward.
Anything can happen, and we have 18 minutes left. So I'd like to.
I want to believe you, but you pulled the wool over my eyes and pulled the rug out of my feet many a time, like with the football and the cartoon.
Is that my fault or yours?
I think that's you for tricking on me.
If I can just say something about Daemon X Machina, because it is the electronic
I just wish
game
that people would believe me when I talk, because I think I'm reputable and I think I've proved that I deserve it.
Is this photoshopped?
I can't.
Robby, look.
We're.
Can you?
I'm having a bit of a trouble. It's a wonderful phone, Alan. This is an expensive phone.
No, it's not the phone. It's on the phone.
It's phone. It's
what's
it's
on
a new
the phone.
It's
look, dude.
I can't. It's hard to see with all the thing about the heat in the human body is that it's just so hot.
That's the Kickstarter.
And it just keeps
That's your
getting
Kickstarter,
hotter,
Robby. And it's like the green bar is all the like. If you remember the thermometer, it'd be like bursting at the tip. Now,
so
they weren't messing with us.
People were saying that Daemon X Machina does not deserve the Game of the Year.
But it's not over because there's still 17 minutes, so they could take money away.
So I thought I would take a second to talk about why we here at Electronic Game Information have decided to give that award to a game that some people say was problematic and a bit undercooked out of the gate. Here at Electronic Game Information, we spend a lot of time talking about games that rank a 6 or even sometimes a low 7 out of 10. These aren't bad games. They're not. They're fun games. Oftentimes, they're games that they're not perfect. They have their problems, but they are ultimately worthy of the effort that is placed into them, and they get lost in the avalanche of games that come out from these AAA big box game publishers. Your Electronic Arts, your Ubisofts. Daemon X Machina is a new game. It is a new franchise, and it is coming back in a big way.
Maybe you shouldn't ruin it this time with your negative attitude, and maybe they won't take
give
money
us
away.
something that I think that we have missed, which is a simple game. A game that is easy to pick up and play, but difficult to master, and rewards those who stick with it. Daemon X Machina checks those boxes for me. It checks those boxes, and it adds its own boxes, its own new boxes, with the superb amount of post-launch DLC and updates, least of which are those wonderful Witcher 3 skins, Geralt and Ciri skins. So when you're outside of your mech and you're running around these wonderful battle arena environments, and you are chasing after your enemy, or you're being chased yourself, or perhaps protecting a convoy,
hey,
or
Robby?
And
you okay, man?
In a second, there is a change of perspective when you can go from the more, I would say, Neon Genesis Evangelion inspired costumage to something that a game that was made in Poland by a wonderful team of developers over at CD Projekt Red, and the fact that you can see those characters interacting in a world, in a game world that was made a full-ass continent away, and I don't say full-ass lightly.
So you're saying it was far away,
and it's a cultural. It bridges a cultural divide, and I do think that is it's a truly wonderful thing to see, especially during these wonderful holiday seasons when it is so incredibly hot, and your head just feels like it's going to explode, and your eyes.
All right, man. Sum it up. In conclusion.
It went back up to 3 hours again. Are we doing another?
No. It's just changes when it gets down to 3 minutes.
Gun Griffin.
Is the episode over?
Daemon X Machina is, to me, the reincarnation of the Gun Griffin series, except for all the Armored Core games, which were sort of more bridging that gap between mech simulation and arcade action.
And in conclusion, what are you saying? Give it a sum up, my man.
It is a Electronic Game Information's Game of the Year award. It gets a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay, so the Game of the Year gets a 65 out of 100.
That's a high. It's either a depending on your metrics, depending on your rubrics, that's either an extremely low B or a kind of a very high C or a low C.
You're talking about the game, the Daemon X Machina game?
Yes.
Got it. Thought you were talking about the episode.
And isn't that what we are all here to do?
No.
We spend so much time grading each other and thinking about ways to donate money to causes, and we go for the flashy ones. Sure, you want to clean the ocean, $25. You want to build a Space Marine outfit for some kid in South Carolina so they can go to Dragon Con, $58. Easy. That's easy.
Robby, I'm freaking out, man. I have no idea what you're saying.
What I'm saying is that it's Christmas, and it's the season of giving. It's the season of sharing. It's the season of being together with the people that you love, whether it's people who don't put on the costumes that you send to their house, or people that you are so excited to see and you give a free copy of the Assassin's Creed 3 for the Wii U to them live on television, and then they leave the game sitting where they were sitting, but then they come back later, and now they're standing here.
Cool, man. I'm really proud of you for making this show, man. It's really cool that you did it. It's really cute.
Merry Christmas.
Cricket, I thought since you have such an incredibly beautiful singing voice that you might sing us a Christmas carol that we can all sort of hear you sing.
Are you sure about that?
Sure, Robby. Do you have a favorite?
I really like Old King Wenceslas.
Old King Wenceslas looked out on the fields of Stephen, and he saw a kid and he said, "Take my coat." And then he said, "We're even."
Thank you,
and
Cricket.
the kid
It's
was
just
warm
an
and the
incredible
king
voice,
was cold.
unique
and
voice.
that's a Christmas morning. And when the king died of hypothermia, everyone in the castle cried. And they rushed out of the castle and they burned the village to the ground. And old King Wenceslas was never found.
I love you guys so much. Thank you for another wonderful year of electronic game information. We've had so much fun. We've had so many great adventures and experiences. We even met a new friend along the way. Patty, I hope you take the copy of Assassin's Creed 3 with you when you leave here tonight.
Oh, you're Patty.
And we will be sure to keep you informed on future episodes. And if you would ever want to stop by, we would love to have you back.
I'm sorry, I have strep throat, and I've been here a lot longer than I thought. It's really hot in here. I was here a lot longer than
We have
I thought.
6 seconds to go, so let's.
That's actually incorrect. It's got 5
We're
minutes.
we're $55 over our.
But it could go away, so we have to wait 5 minutes.
What do you want us to do?
What does that number mean?
I don't know. That number's all over the map. Now that's it.
Is this like when like London has their fireworks display before New York?
It might be 4 more minutes, and then we can go.
Yeah. So
go home. But I think
why don't we
need
do
to make
something
sure
like
that
what
this is
Alan?
real.
Tell us about what your Christmas plans are or something.
My Christmas plans are to I got myself some gifts, but I wrote them out as if they were to Robby, and I'm gonna open them up and imagine how I act out how Robby would act out if he got the gift. I got him real gifts, but then I got myself copies of them, and they weren't expensive, but they were just what I could afford. And I think I just like to think about Robby on the holidays.
Christmas wish, Ben. What do you got?
Christmas wish. I've been thinking about Alan. Do you remember in middle school when you invited me over to your house to play video games?
Yeah.
And I came over because I wanted to have sex with your sister.
Yes.
But then when I got there, I found out you don't have a sister, so I just masturbated in the bathroom.
Friend of the show, Ben O'Brien, everybody.
Well, when I was in there, I was thinking a lot about you, and I was thinking about how I never thought I was in there and I was like, nothing's ever going to happen to that guy. He's not going to get anywhere in life. And I felt really sad for you. And then, but to be here today and to see you I'm serious, but to be here today and see you as the special guest sidekick to Robby on a video game online website on a TV network's website for children is it's 10 times more than everything I ever thought you would do. And I'm just really proud of you. It's still video games, it's still that stuff, but I'm just proud that you did anything and you even left your house at all. So I'm just really proud, and that's my wish for Christmas, is just for Alan to just kind of keep putting himself out there and keep doing his thing, man. I love you. I know I give you shit, but I love you, man.
I think
Patty, Christmas wish. What's your Christmas wish, Patty?
Nice.
I know that you have been such a wonderful guest here tonight, and you helped us out in so many ways. Your Christmas wish, I want you to just say it out loud, and I'm gonna just go ahead and pray that it comes true.
I would love a Vitamix. I think it would be cool and fun to have a Vitamix in my house.
A Vitamix.
I feel really sick.
Well, I just heard about that.
So you can make your own vitamin water?
That's a good idea.
Like smoothies.
Nice.
What about those Monster Energy drinks I hear they've got in Death Stranding? Those seem like a lot of fun. You could hang out with those with some of those in the house and just
get it.
Just drink them down and.
Is it time yet? What's the
play
how
Death
much more time we
Stranding? No.
Nobody's asked me about my Christmas wish yet.
We have a phone call from, this is a special Christmas caller. Caller, you're on the air with Electronic Game Information. You're going to be our final caller, believe it or not, of 2019.
Did we get it?
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Do we get it?
What's your Christmas wish?
Oh, well, I'm Jewish, actually. So,
What's that mean?
I'm Jewish. I'm Jewish.
Congratulations on your Christmas wish.
It's a Hanukkah wish for Jews. Right?
Okay, cool. Thank you.
What's your if you could have one thing just plop into the lap, you're sitting down or you're lying down, just end up in your possession all of a sudden, randomly and without warning, what would it be?
Unleavened bread.
That is difficult. Fuck. That
sucks.
Wow. Oh shoot.
Like
right.
$50?
Just say something.
Like a free plane ticket to like a fun island or maybe just like
Walmart gift card.
66, 55, 54, 53.
Wait, they're saying the Christmas wish is coming down the line. This is the final Christmas wish of Electronic Game Information 2019.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you for your call, and gosh darn it, I can't believe how much fun I've had talking to you.
29, 28, 27, 26,
25, 4, 23. This is real. 22. No, it's the
20,
Kickstarter.
19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13,
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay! did it,
Now
Rob!
refresh it just to make sure those rats didn't
Look
take
at
the
you,
money out.
Betty, we did it. Robbie, the game you made up is gonna be a real game. You're gonna get to make the game.
Hey, we're making the game, buddy.
We're making the game.
Hey,
Patty.
I just got a text from the Metro Bike Share.
No,
program.
Robbie, the game.
No, Robbie, the game.
No, I think that you might have mistaken
Robbie,
it.
we have to make the game now.
Because I left the
Robbie,
bike.
and you got $20 over, which goes to us and our camera.
It's $20 more. We actually have to do it though.
Wait, what?
We actually
gotta
did
do
it.
it.
Look,
I have to make a video game?
you have
One-
yeah, but
one-
You actually have to because you'll get sued if you don't.
One person who watches the show, as a joke, put in a bunch of money, and now they have to give it to us.
Well, wait, I want to make sure that Patty gets her copy of Assassin's Creed 3 for the Nintendo Wii U. You did it.
I couldn't get out. There's something going on in the lobby, so I can't.
Is this real?
No, you usually can't get out to